This broadcast on 106.3 ESPN Radio is brought to you locally by Peter Pan Market and Deli, Astoria Ford, Joe's Mobile, the Seaside Outlets, Northwest Lending Group, Classic Community College, Lucky Duct HVAC and Dryer Duct Cleaning, and North Coast Runner Supply. You're tuned in to ESPN Radio on 106.3.
Welcome to the road. St. Helens is where you can find us tonight. I'm Rob Kovacs, joined by Bob Wilkie here in St. Helens. And I want to get this right. I wrote it down. Doc Atkinson Field, and some pretty good digs here tonight, Bob. Well, the players and some of the fans and senior night being celebrated in the rain, we are not.
Well, we're up above, and we've got an eye on the sky tonight.
Yeah, we got a nice view here at the press box. A little foggy in the press box, but other than that, we got a pretty good dry view. Matter of fact, coats off, no rain gear to speak of, and a comfortable evening for us.
Driest I've been all afternoon.
Of course, we are experiencing rain showers and about 46 degrees, I believe is what I'm reading here on my thermometer, at least via my phone. So it's going to be a chilly night for the players here in the stadium, in the field for the St. Helens Lions. And the Fishermen come into tonight's game, the last regular season game for both squads. And it's kind of a, so you're saying there's a chance game for the Astoria Fishermen tonight.
There sure is. If Astoria's going to get playoff games, a few things have to happen tonight. First being, we got to win.
Yeah, first things first, right? Take care of business. Every coach will tell you that first. If you were tuned in to Coach Rube and Dane Gouge as they broke things down in the Fishermen, the coaches show, the Rube Report, they kind of went into that a little bit. So there's some things that need to happen. Now, none of this is all set in stone. Rankings can change and things can move based on strength of opponent and all that kind of stuff. So there's still a lot going on in this last week, and that is Crescent Valley Cottage Grove. That is one game that we're going to try to keep an eye on. We'll try to get some peeks in and some scores and updates as best we can. And one of the other games is the Dalles and Baker. Those are coming out of the Special District 3 and Special District 5. Those two games will play a factor on whether or not Astoria has a chance in the rankings to move up and potentially snag that last spot, or at least one of the spots available. As you look at the rankings as they stand, where Astoria sits is 17. Baker is 16, Crescent Valley 15, North Bend 14, and that's kind of the shuffle that could take place right there. So there is a possibility that Astoria could shuffle into that 15 spot, maybe even the 16 spot, and get a playoff berth.
Yeah, they deserve one the way they've been playing this year.
You know, Coach Ruben Dane talked about it, and we talked about it last week a little bit too. They are just a few seconds away from having a couple extra wins on their record. One of them in the opener against North Bend and against Seaside, just a couple of seconds away, a couple of stops, a couple of plays here or there. And you don't get a lot of chances to say that. A lot of times you can go back through a game and say, well, if we made that play, we would have been closer, we would have had an opportunity. But in those two games specifically, literally seconds on the clock, a hook and ladder at the end of the game gives North Bend the huge victory, pretty much a walk-on victory. There was a couple of seconds, not a lot. You know, I mean, the Fishermen did have a chance to try to fire one down. It would have taken about a 60-yard Hail Mary. But nonetheless, you know, they don't get away with that hook and ladder. The Fishermen close it out. They get the first down, and it's over. And on the other side of things, you look at the Seaside game, you know, Astoria gets a touchdown in the end zone. It's a done deal for the most part. They get a stop on fourth and goal with 5 seconds left, and Seaside loses, Astoria wins.
Yep.
So they're literally just a few seconds away from a couple of wins, and that is very disheartening because the Astoria Fishermen defense has played really well over the last few games, and they faced some pretty tough opponents. A couple of those opponents, Scappoose and Tillamook, just a few of them. And to be all honest with you, that's the 3 and 5 team.
Yep. Coapa League's no joke.
No. You got two really strong teams in the Coapa League, and some tough battles. Scappoose 7 and 1. They lost to the number 1 team, Cascade, and Tillamook 6 and 2. One of those losses to Scappoose, and Tillamook is right there at number 5.
And Tillamook also lost to Cascade.
Okay, so it was, I couldn't remember it was Cascade to Tillamook as well. So there you have it. So, yeah, the Coapa League is no joke as it stands. And, you know, the Fishermen have fought really well inside the Coapa League, including Seaside. And Seaside is ranked number 13 themselves.
Exactly.
So there's an argument that you could say, you know, with a 1 point or a 1 second loss, 5 second loss there to Seaside, that you could argue that Astoria could be 14 or 15 or 16.
Could. Yeah.
You know, their ranking wouldn't be unjustified.
Exactly.
So, of course, Astoria still has a chance tonight. That's what's going to happen here on senior night for St. Helens. Fishermen are going to try to spoil it and see if they can't do their part, and then sit and watch the scoreboard to see if they get the help they need to get there.
Yeah. We wish them luck, and we'll be watching for sure.
Indeed. We're going to talk a little bit about the volleyball team coming up in just a moment. We're going to take a quick time out and remind you once again we are here on the road for Astoria High Fighting Fishermen football. The Fishermen taking on the St Helens Lions here at Doc Ackerson Field. And we'll be back in just a moment to break down more of the pregame as we get set for a 7 o'clock kickoff right here on ESPN 106.3.
Hi, I'm Renee, contractor and owner of Lucky Duck LLC. Since 2011, we've provided Clatsop and Pacific counties with professional HVAC duct cleaning and dryer vent system cleaning. Residential and commercial customers, call me 503-717-2231.
Lucky Duck with a T, LLC. Your HVAC contractors. Clatsop and Pacific counties. Residential and commercial. Trained and professional technicians. Visit us online. Lucky Duck with a T, LLC.
Marathon season is just around the corner, so quit running errands and start running for fun with North Coast Runners in Astoria. Stop in for nutrition on the go, info on local running groups, recommendations on where to run on the North Coast, and of course, all the gear you need, including being your Lululemon destination on the coast. Whether you're in Seaside, Napa, Astoria, Warrenton, or anywhere in between, North Coast Runners supports student athletes with available discounts. Check out northcoastrunners.com for more. Lace up and don't stop.
Joe's Mobile in Astoria, the home of mobile synergy fuel and diesel. Also, last-minute groceries, snacks, cold beverages, hunting and fishing licenses, propane, firewood, and so much more. Pump your own fuel during overnight hours or get friendly full service during regular daytime hours. EBT and all credit and debit cards are accepted. Fuel and diesel, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Get your mojo on at Joe's Mobile.
1701 Marine Drive in Astoria.
Are you currently in the market for a new car, truck, or SUV? Then look no further than Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford. With hundreds of makes and models to choose from, you're bound to find something you want, including the Ford F-150, best-selling truck in America, 47 years running. Stop by Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford today and take a test drive and find that new vehicle you have always wanted. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, you always get the best deal at Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford, 1809 Ensign Lane across from Costco Gas, or visit them online at astoriaford.net.
Seaside Outlets, over 100,000 square feet of savings and shopping. Great food for every member of your family. Featuring great names in retail like Nike, Eddie Bauer, Pendleton, Bath & Body Works, Rack Room Shoes, Rue 21, and Carter's. And it's all just a few blocks from the beach. Plus, there's no sales tax.
Seaside Outlets, 1111 North Roosevelt Highway 101 and 12th Avenue. Visit seasideoutlets.com.
You're listening to Astoria High School Sports on 106.3 ESPN Radio.
Once again, back here on the road, St. Helens is where you can find us. I'm Rob Kovacs, once again joined by Bob Wilkie as we get ready for the call of Astoria High Fighting Fishermen football. Coming into tonight's game, the St. Helens Lions 2-6 overall. Will the Fishermen come in at 3-5? And before we get run around what's happening with the rest of the scores, there's a few that will be scoreboard watching or doing the best we can for Astoria's glimmer of hope to get a playoff berth here at the end of the season. But one thing we do want to point out, the girls volleyball team for Astoria finished with a great record and a great run. The girls ended up with a very, very good season on the volleyball courts, and unfortunately, it did not work out in the rankings for the girls.
No, there were some good teams this year.
There were some really good teams. The good news is, however, Astoria will be playing in a state game, and they will be doing that at home. They'll get to do that at the Fish Bowl.
Yeah, tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I believe, is the first tip. I want to make sure that that's right. Yes, first serve at 2 o'clock. That'll be at the Astoria High School. They'll be playing Cottage Grove. And the winner of that contest will go on to face the winner of the 1-16 matchup, and that is Marist Catholic at number 1 and LeGrand at 16. So the winner of that matchup will advance to face Astoria. And I do believe once they get to that point, they will all meet at Marshfield High School. So the 3-day tournament, I think it's a 3-day tournament, 7th through the 8th, will take place at Marshfield.
Two-day
tournament, yeah, it'll take place at Marshfield. And there you have it. That's what's going on. The girls tomorrow, and I do believe they are doing a neon night, or a neon afternoon, I should say, for the game. So double check that. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and all the fun places. But I think neon night. I'll double check on that when we get to a break.
We're rooting for Cottage Grove tonight for football, but we'll be rooting against them tomorrow.
Indeed.
For volleyball.
We'll take a look around the other scores and, I guess on what's on the dish for the rest of the football schedule tonight.
Yeah.
In just a moment, we'll take another quick time out, hear from our sponsors, and come back and get ready to see what else is happening tonight, because there are a couple of games we're going to have our eyes on a little bit as Astoria tries to get the win here and sneak into the playoffs in the last game of the year. Once again, from the road from St. Helens, we'll have Astoria High Fighting Fishermen football on the air for you here in just a few short minutes on ESPN 106.3.
Hi, folks. These sports teams that we follow pride themselves on a long tradition of excellence. The same goes for the place you choose for your home loan. Northwest Lending Group is one of the longest continually operating mortgage lenders in Clatsop County. We've been here over 20 years. I invite you to give us a try. Let us show you how we've earned over 98% customer satisfaction rating. Find us at 1227 Commercial Street in Astoria, by phone at 503-325-4116, or apply online at nwlendinggroup.com.
Northwest Lending Group is an equal housing lender. NMLS 1469420, ML2891.
Be ready for your future with Clatsop Community College. Take college-level classes at CCC while still in high school and transfer them to a university when you're ready. Or take technical education classes to develop your skills to be prepared for in-demand jobs in the region. Clatsop Community College can help you be ready for your future. Contact the admissions office or check out clatsopcc.edu for more information on all the programs and transfer options available. Start here, go anywhere with Clatsop Community College.
Hungry? Thirsty? Craving something delicious? Get to the Peter Pan Market and Deli in Astoria. They've got your cravings covered, from fresh sandwiches and salads to gourmet coffee and snacks. The deli is stocked with hand-picked ingredients, ensuring the highest quality in every bite. Need groceries? You're covered there too, with a wide selection of necessities and locally sourced products. The Peter Pan Market and Deli at 712 Niagara Avenue in Astoria. Visit online at peterpantogo.com for online ordering options. Taste the difference at Peter Pan Market and Deli.
Hi, I'm Renee, contractor and owner of Lucky Duck LLC. Since 2011, we've provided Clatsop and Pacific counties with professional HVAC duct cleaning and dryer vent system cleaning. Residential and commercial customers, call me 503-717-2231.
Lucky Duct with a T, LLC. Your HVAC contractors. Clatsop and Pacific counties. Residential and commercial. Trained and professional technicians. Visit us online. Lucky Duct with a T, LLC.
Marathon season is just around the corner, so quit running errands and start running for fun with North Coast Runners in Astoria. Stop in for nutrition on the go, info on local running groups, recommendations on where to run on the North Coast, and of course, all the gear you need, including being your Lululemon destination on the coast. Whether you're in Seaside, Napa, Astoria, Warrenton, or anywhere in between, North Coast Runners supports student athletes with available discounts. Check out northcoastrunners.com for more. Lace up and don't stop.
This is ESPN Radio.
Back here at St. Helens, we are getting ready for the Astoria and St. Helens Lions contest and getting the national anthem from the band. We'll step away for just a second while the anthem plays and come back for more pregame. apologize for not bringing you the national anthem in its entirety, but we do thank you for tuning in right here on ESPN 106.3 as we get set to go. The Astoria Fishermen battling the St. Helens Lions, and the Fishermen are on the road in the rainy conditions, and it is going to be a chilly one, down below 50 degrees. We're at about 45 here in St. Helens, and we've got a pretty good rain falling, and by all accounts, it looks like we're going to get that for a majority of the game.
Yeah, the radar's not showing much dry coming for the next 24 hours or so.
It is going to be a damp, wet field condition kind of game, and that's one of those games that could favor the St. Helens Lions. Of course, it could favor the Fishermen. We saw them break out the I formation and go a little power running game, and well, if you're an old school football fan, that's always fun to see. The Fishermen could break that out in this game as well.
Yeah, wouldn't doubt it. As effective as it was against Caboose, it worked for me.
We're going to take a quick timeout, come back. They're going to do the coin toss, and we'll decide who's kicking and who's receiving, and we'll have the opening kickoff in just a moment here on ESPN 106.3.
Across from Costco Gas, or visit them online at AstoriaFord.net.
Hi, folks. These sports teams that we follow pride themselves on a long tradition of excellence. The same goes for the place you choose for your home loan. Northwest Lending Group is one of the longest continually operating mortgage lenders in Clatsop County. We've been here over 20 years. I invite you to give us a try. Let us show you how we've earned over 98% customer satisfaction rating. Find us at 1227 Commercial Street in Astoria, by phone at 503-325-4116, or apply online at nwlendinggroup.com.
Northwest Lending Group is an equal housing lender. NMLS 1469420, ML2891.
Be ready for your future with Clatsop Community College. Take college-level classes at CCC while still in high school and transfer them to a university when you're ready. Or take technical education classes to develop your skills to be prepared for in-demand jobs in the region. Clatsop Community College can help you be ready for your future. Contact the admissions office or check out clatsopcc.edu for more information on all the programs and transfer options available. Start here, go anywhere with Clatsop Community College.
This is ESPN Radio on KKOR AM 1230 and 106.3 K2464BV, Astoria, Warrenton, Seaside. This is ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to St. Helens. Rob Kovac here with Bob Wilkie getting ready to go. We have determined who is kicking and who is receiving. The St. Helens Lions, the Astoria Fishermen. And it is going to be a tight, contested game tonight as both teams trying to end the season with a win and a little positive energy. Of course, the St. Helens will be trying to do it on senior night. The Astoria Fishermen trying to upset senior night. And you know what? Playing their cards. If they win this game, there is a slim chance, not a 0% chance of the Astoria Fishermen making the playoffs. So first things first, you got to take care of business.
You sure do, Rob. And some of those games we're watching tonight, we've got another game, big game in Seaside right now with that rain on the coast. Tillamook is at Seaside. We've got Scappoose taking on Gladstone. Of course, Astoria versus St. Helens. We've got Molalla versus Woodburn. Cascade at Estacada. Sweet Home versus Philomath. Junction City versus Marist Catholic. Crescent Valley versus Cottage Grove. That's one of the big ones we're watching tonight. Hoping for Cottage Grove to pull that one out. Marshfield versus North Bend. Henley and Mazama. Hidden Valley versus Ashland. And with that, let's start talking about the game because Astoria just kicked off.
Kicked off to the 25, and the deep man not set up to get the return, so one of the up men grabs it. And for the Fishermen making the stop is number 45. We're going to have to reaccount ourselves with some numbers here because we have reshuffled in the new jerseys the Fishermen have on tonight. We're going with the whites with the purple pants, the purple numbers, and a couple of adjustments on what we're used to looking at. That was number 45 with the tackle, and I have to do some quick researching to figure out who's wearing 45 tonight because things have changed a little bit. And I'm not seeing a 45 yet, but we'll see if we can track it down. The Fishermen on defense, the Lions obviously getting the kick first. They'll line up in shotgun in the rainy conditions. Two receivers out to the right and a flanker or to the left, flanker to the right. They're going to hand off to the I-back, and getting up the middle for a couple of yards is their tailback. That is going to be Andrew Waite. In on the tackle is number 44. And wearing 44 tonight for the Fishermen is Hudson Hill, usually wearing number 10, but the fullback and linebacker donning the old 44, and that is a fitting number for a fullback. Fishermen and St. Helens underway. 11:20 on the clock. Opening drive for St. Helens. Another run, gets stuffed, and getting in and getting the tackle and throwing a runner back is a Fisherman player who goes down and stays down for a minute, but looks like he is up and coming up off the field. And not sure what happened there. I saw that he grabbed a jersey, got twisted around, and then he kind of got his arm twisted funny as he was pulling the runner down. That is number 25. And wearing number 25 is Gunnar Benton for the Fishermen.
Yeah, he had a few good plays there last week. Got to call his name out a few times. It's not one we'd normally call out, but
he stepped in from his linebacker position there, got a good pull, and then just kind of, when he was trying to pull the jersey back, twisted his arm. Fishermen fill up the gaps. St. Helens Lions trying to roll it out and breaking a tackle. They'll have a first down at the 45-yard line by just a couple of yards. Good job break and contain the quarterback. Able to run around. That is Andrew Waite, the senior running quarterback, around the right side for the first down. So from the 46-yard line, the St. Helens Lions will set up with a 1st and 10 as the referees try to get the ball off the field. They're going to deal with that a lot tonight, trying to swap the ball in and out. Trying to keep a dry ball on the field is not an easy task.
No, it is not.
3 wide receivers out. St. Helens in shotgun, handoff up the middle, and stuffed. Fishermen do a great job of stacking it up. First guy there, big 66 for the Fishermen.
That's going to be MJ Brito.
He stepped into that hole right there, met the running back, stood him up. The rest of the gang came to help, wrapped him up. He didn't necessarily go down right away, but stopped the scrum for no gain. And the St. Helens Lions, well, they come out in shotgun so far, have run on every play. And don't be surprised if that's not a lot of the occasion tonight here with under 10 minutes to go in the first quarter because, well, it's a wet one.
It sure is.
The field, of course, is the turf, so not necessarily going to be a muddy mess. That is not a concern. 4 wide receivers out, rolling out to the left and some pressure. The ball is a floating duck and picked off. 83 for the Fishermen with the interception and down the sideline to the 47-yard line and a flag on the return.
And I do not have a number 83 on our roster.
83 is Winterstein.
Winterstein tonight.
Right
That's
up at the top. Usually wearing number 2. Changed to number 3 in the white jerseys with the purple numbers. And I think this is going to be a block in the back on the Fishermen on the return. So a great return, great interception as the pressure comes in. And Waite throws up the floating duck there. And, Wayne Winterstein did a good job of hauling it in. A couple of Fishermen there to have the chance. Winterstein, the closest, gets the interception in the return, but unfortunately one of his teammates is going to set him back a little bit with the block in the back. Fishermen will still have pretty good field position and a turnover and some good momentum. We'll see what the Fishermen decide to do on offense. Now, normally they go with the spread offense, of course, with the rainy conditions, and with the success of the I formation against the Scappoose Indians. Rube teased it. I think we might see it a little bit here, Bob.
I think we're going to. The referee there just grabbed the ball and said, "Give me a dry one." He said, "This is too wet." As he marched backwards, and they're trying to find a dry ball.
It is going to be a problem because it's just one of those things that at this level, you don't have the ovens in the locker room to go throw the balls in and dry them out and all that fun stuff. So, Fishermen start from the 34-yard line after the interception. That's about the place where it was picked off. And the St. Helens Lions coach is way out on the field now trying to delay. He's arguing with the officials. I don't know what he doesn't like here.
That was a bad, slippery pass that definitely got picked off.
Late substitution by the Lions here. And he didn't like something. He was out on the field near the numbers arguing with the official and now shuffled off. And so the Fishermen come out. And for the Fishermen, it is Sam Shacker wearing number 5 at quarterback tonight. And he will start in shotgun. The Fishermen will start with 3 wide receivers. They've got 1 to the right and 2 to the left. They're going to hand off up the middle and trying to get around the edge and finding some space, sneaking around to the right side and getting a pretty good gain there is number 2 for the 21 for the Fishermen.
That's Jack Johnson.
And Jack Johnson did a pretty good job. Tried to go up the left side a little bit and kind of got stuffed and was able to find some space on the right side and got a good backside block here by the tackle who stepped in and sealed the edge. And he'll pick up about 9 on the play. Not quite a first down, but a pretty good start for the Fishermen on the first series they have.
Nearly negated that penalty right off the top.
Fishermen this time come out in shotgun. Shacker's all by himself. He's got 4 receivers out to his left, 1 to the right, Winterstein. And Shacker's going to keep it, trying to find some room on the edge. He's got a good block from Shacker, cuts inside and down to the 41-yard line. Great pickup by the Fishermen there.
Yeah, it's going to be a 15-yard gain.
And it's going to be a first down, and a hold is going to bring it back.
No.
Laundry in the backfield is going to turn that 2nd and 1 and 1st and 10 into a 2nd and long.
They didn't need to do that either.
They did not need to do that. Shacker did a good job of finding some space on the right side. Picked up a great block from Winterstein.
All right.
That is not where the hold happened. The hold happened.
Clear
is that
behind
right?
him.
Yeah, it was clear behind him. So, yeah, Winterstein did a good job on the edge to spring a little extra space, and Shacker did a good job of cutting inside of the block. And unfortunately, the holding penalty will change it from 2nd and 1 to 2nd and 11. The umpire with the towel over the ball waits to plant it before the Fishermen break huddle. Trying to show a little courtesy to the teams here. So there it is. He'll uncover it from the towel and set it down as the Fishermen break huddle. And Shacker waits with 4 wide receivers. Winterstein out to his right, 3 on the other side, and a handoff up the middle. Johnson shakes the first tackle, finds some space inside. He'll get up to a spinning move.
And he's going to have that first down, barely, but he does get it.
He does. He's going to have about 12 yards on the carry, and he's going to get just about to the 45-yard line. Not quite there. They're going to actually mark him down a little bit shy of the first down here, Bob.
I don't know if I agree with that spot.
I'm not sure if I like that spot either. That's about a yard shy.
46.
And he was still up spinning when he got there, but 3rd and just a half a yard for the Fishermen here. In the first quarter, 7:35 on the clock. It is a 0-0 ball game, and we anticipated this as Bob and I drove up from Astoria, that we could see a running clock situation only because the Fishermen and St Helens Lions may run the ball a lot from both sides. Fishermen there go with the quarterback sneak. Shacker directly under center is going to get at least 2, get stood up, get held up. Now the officials blow the whistle, and it'll be a 2-yard gain and a first down for the Fishermen. We've seen Shacker do that quite a bit. The Fishermen have a pretty good feel for that quarterback sneak. And it is a genuine and regular quarterback sneak, not the tush-push or any of that kind of nature thing. It's Shacker just getting up there and finding the soft spot either to the left or right of his center. And he does a good job of ducking in and pushing through.
And you know, something we haven't talked about tonight. Happy Halloween, Rob.
Happy Halloween, indeed. It is the Goondock kids taking on the Halloween Town kids tonight.
We were driving through Astoria and saw a whole bunch of trick-or-treaters. It was great to see them out, even in this weather.
Even in the rain. And the Fishermen this time hand off. Jack Johnson finds some space up the left side, and inside the hash he'll go for about 5. Looks like they'll mark this at the 48 as they cross the 50. And that'll leave a 2nd and about 4 to go. Good job by Johnson. We haven't seen Yates come into the game yet. Yates was the power runner against the Indians. Johnson right now using his nifty footwork to dance around and get some positive yards for the Fishermen. Out of the shotgun one more time. 3 wide receivers out. A flanker off to his right. Shacker calls for the ball and gets it. This is going to be a handoff to Johnson. He follows his lead block. Great lead block and plows up to the 35-yard line. The officials finally blow it dead.
There's going to be a taunt there.
And
there's no flag. There should have been against Astoria on that one.
There it is. Fishermen pick up 35 yards. I didn't see it. Neither did the officials.
Oh, lucked out on that one.
The pile pushing at the end as Johnson plows forward for another first down. Now from the 35-yard line. The Fishermen have the ball with 5:50 on the clock, effectively working the clock in the ground game, as once again the Astoria Fishermen have yet to throw the ball on their drive. Handoff up the middle.
Fake.
Shacker's going to keep it, go around the left side. He gets the block, he gets the edge, and chased out of bounds. Great angle by the St. Helens Lions player Connor Sisko, who was able to track him down. And it looks like
about the 14, I think they're going to spot it at. Maybe the 13?
I think that's where his foot is. They're going to wave the flare, the sticks up, obviously. And we have a timeout taken by the St. Helens Lions. They want to chat that one over. Great fake by Shacker on that one.
It psyched you out.
It did for a second. I thought for sure Johnson had it. Shacker he had the ball on his hip. He did a great job. One of the things that quarterbacks are supposed to do in high school is once you get that fake, hide the ball. And Shacker did a good job of kind of keeping it on his hip, hiding it from the defense.
Yeah.
So if you were paying attention, if you were the defensive end and looking in, trying to spy, trying to peek in on Johnson there, you may have thought Johnson had the ball because Shacker had that ball pulled down on his hip where you couldn't see it.
Yeah, it wasn't on him. It must be on the other guy.
It's got to be on the other guy, right?
Yep.
And Shacker got around the other edge there, and I'm not 100% sure who pulled off the great block on the outside, but, usually you don't get good running outside like that unless you get some good wide receiver blocking, and it was a great job. I think that was Winterstein out there who did a great job of putting himself between him and the cornerback, and Shacker found the open spot. It was a good job by the St. Helens Lions player, that was Cisco, who tracked him down. Great angle, but not before Fishermen get the first down. And here after the timeout, it's Shacker handing off to Johnson, who finds a great gap, none touched, and right up the middle he goes. Great blocks, great hole, and Johnson is going to scamper in for a 14-yard touchdown for the Fishermen, and the Fishermen open things up 6-0 here with 5:28 on the clock. Great job there by Johnson. He found some space, went up the right side, just a little bit of a cutback, and found the gash, and all the way to pay dirt. I'm not sure that he got a St. Helens Lions paw on him there.
No one touched him on that one. He was untouched for the whole 14 yards.
Lining up for the kick is Braden Winterstein, the point after touchdown. Ball is up, down, and good. It is a good extra point by Winterstein. Good snap, good hold. And the Fishermen open things up with a 7-0 lead here in St. Helens. Great job, great drive, and Fishermen, like we predicted, didn't use the air to do it. They stayed on the ground, and we assumed that might be the case as the Fishermen and Lions battle tonight in very rainy conditions. It's deceiving from the press box because we've got our jackets off and we're dry, and we've yet to turn the heater on. It's a comfortable 45 degrees here in the press box, or at least outside, and the press box staying a little more warm than that. But when you're looking outside and looking through the glass, you don't really see the rain too bad.
No, it's kind of centered at the field there, and you look out there and into the lights, and holy moly, it's coming down.
It's coming down, and you peek down on the track surrounding the football field. You can kind of see it puddling and splashing.
That's not the swimming pool?
It's not the swimming pool, but the nice thing about these turfs, these pebble turfs, the rubber pellet turfs, is a field goals. The playing condition, or at least the surface, looks pristine.
It sure does. And it drains quick.
You don't see that mud pit that usually runs between the hashes on a grass field when you get this kind of field, which, I kind of miss as an old school football fan. You kind of miss the mud, the slop, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I get it as a player safety thing. You want to play in decent conditions. Kickoff from the Fishermen, bounced at the 20, mishandled, and the Lions are able to get on it, but the Fishermen are going to track him down right away.
Oh, ball's out.
And I think they're going to call forward progress way ahead of that at the 15-yard line, but I think you're right. Ball swung loose at the end after the whistles as the Fishermen were swinging the player down, and forward progress will put him at the 16.
16 is where they're going to get it.
He was swung down at about the 10, and that's where the ball came out, but clearly way after the official started blowing the whistle. That is one disadvantage for us up here in the press box. We're a little bit far removed from the sound of the game with the window slightly closed as we try to keep the rain out of the computers and electronics.
And rain doesn't work well.
Not typically. You got to delay a game. I got a flag somewhere here. Delay a game on the defense. It looks like a late substitution or a substitution error is going to be a late game or a late substitution, delay a game penalty. No. Looks like maybe they're waving it off.
Player safety issue, maybe. Maybe it was a helmet or something.
Now we're going to blow the whistle again. The official is going to explain something to Rube here. He's got the flag in his hand. They didn't move the ball. The ball stays at the 16-yard line. The flag was thrown. The Fishermen were making a substitution. And Coach Rube is about the 20-yard marker, just between the sideline and the 20-yard, where the 20 is on the field. And they're pointing at the sideline for something. And I'm not sure I really don't know what this is about.
No, it was way too quick for a delay of game.
Late substitution, illegal substitution. Now they're going to go over and check the kicker's foot. I really don't know what this is about. I've seen a lot of things in a lot of games, but they don't like something about the kicker. I know there's special rules. You can't have certain things with a shoe, or you can't have certain, you can't kick with steel-toe boots kind of thing. And there's lots of things, and I don't know that they're accusing the Fishermen or Winterstein of trying to cheat with a short kickoff, but I really don't know what it is. The flag is back in the pocket. We're at the 16-yard line, and we're ready to go. St. Helens calls for the ball, and quarterback's going to keep it. Waite's got it. Gets trapped to the inside. It'll be a short gain, and ball is loose. Fishermen are on the ground scurrying for it, but I think St. Helens is going to keep it. I don't see a lot of excitement from the defense, and it is St. Helens who falls on it after the gain. And that'll be a short gain up to the... They're going to swap the ball out here and try to place it. It looks like maybe just no gain is what they're going to end up calling it.
Yeah.
After the ball came loose, maybe it went backwards a little bit, but Waite looked like he had at least maybe a yard or half a yard. As the ball came loose, it goes back to the original line of scrimmage for no gain, 2nd and 10. And the Fishermen line up on defense once again to get another stop, another run. This one goes off to the right side. Fishermen do a good job of stringing it out. And I believe that is 56. Adrian Bally out there knocking things down.
Looks like it's going to be a short loss.
I'm going to go with Adrian on that one. I think that's the number. He's got 56 and 58 written down, as they shuffled up their numbers on us a little bit here in the last game of the year, trying to keep us on our toes.
That's right. We got used to it. We got too comfortable.
I guess what you hear is what actually happened, because that's how we're going to have to play it. Fishermen come down with 3 down linemen and only 2 with their fist in the ground as the Lions look to throw. This one is almost picked.
That was number 19 for Astoria, trying
That's
to go
Easterwood.
to the grass, trying to pull that one up. I think it's Morrow.
I've got Alex Easterwood at number 19, but Trevor Morrow also wearing number 19. So I'm not sure which 19 we're going to go with. Probably Morrow. He's usually out there on that side.
I got to say, this Halloween costume is really messing with us tonight.
We got all kinds of numbers everywhere out there. I'm going to go with Morrow on that only because that's usually the cast of characters we see. The St. Helens Lions on the 4th and 10 after the incompletion will line up in the punt formation. Morrow jumped that one. That pass was low. And even tough for the receiver.
Whoa, what a snap to reach
Fake
back
punt.
and grab.
Punter grabs it and gets folded up after about a 3, maybe 2-yard gain. It was a high snap to the punter, and that punter, by the way, is their quarterback, Waite. And he was going to kick. He had plenty of room to do it.
Just didn't have time.
And just decided to pull it down and try to run with it instead, and only gets a couple of yards, and that's going to turn it over to the Fishermen on the turnover run down. So the Fishermen will have a very short field to work with at what looks like the
18.
19.
Yeah.
18.
18-yard line.
It's a little deceiving because the official is standing out there with the ball under. He's got a towel tucked into his belt, and he's kind of just holding the ball under the towel, and he's waiting till the last second to spot the ball, trying to afford the offenses a little chance to keep the ball dry. Is running up the middle and a great run for the Fishermen. And we'll try to spot guess Yates, I believe 23, plowing through the middle. Coach Rube and Dane Gouge talked about him in the coaches show earlier. And Coach Rube kind of said he's one of those guys that always seems to fall forward. And we saw that last week against Caboose. Yates was good for at least 3, if not more, every time he touched the ball, it seemed like.
He'd get hit at the 3, and then he'd go for another 3 to 5.
Shacker out of the shotgun, has 3 receivers out, 1 to the right, 2 to the left. A handoff up the middle to Yates one more time. The stiff arm, and Yates is going to push all the way down to inside the 2.
They're going to
5-yard gain.
Spot it right at the 1.
It looks like that is where the official is
backing
up.
No, it's at the 2. We got a soccer line there. That's what else we're fighting
tonight. You got to watch for those deceiving lines on the field as well. Once again, the officials trying to do their best in these rainy conditions to accommodate, and the ball is at the 2-yard line. So from under the towel it goes, onto the ground, and Shacker goes under center with 3 receivers out. And Yates in the backfield. Shacker's going to keep it, and a great push by the Fishermen as Shacker ends up about 6 yards in the end zone. They only needed 2. He got 8. And the Fishermen get another touchdown. And they'll go up. And pending the extra point, lead this one 13-0. And that is 2:37 on the clock here in the first quarter. The Fishermen with great field position after the failed fake punt. And Winterstein will line it up. Snap, kick, and it is good. So 14-0. The Fishermen move forward, and a great job of kicking in the conditions for Winterstein. He had a couple of short kickoffs, and the second one was a bouncer that gave the Fishermen really good chance on defense, and they turned it into points after the fake punt. Not sure that the fourth and long go-for-it situation was the right decision by the Lions, but I think their punter just kind of got hung out to dry after the high snap, thought maybe he could make something out of it.
Unfortunately, Astoria shut that down in a hurry.
They did. They didn't allow him to get very far, and, that's one of those things under the fake punt. You always, why don't you do it more? Well, that's why. You don't want to turn the ball over inside the 20-yard line because it doesn't take long for the opposing team to make light work of it.
Exactly.
The Lions will line up for the return. The return men both stand with their feet on the 10. They'll walk up to about the 15 as we've seen a couple of short kickoffs here by the Fishermen. They've dropped it right around the 20-yard line, and like I said, the last one bounced, and the return man bobbled it, giving the Fishermen a chance to get down there and cover it. Fishermen line up. Here we go. The whistle, the kick, and it's going to be another one right to about the 20-yard line. This time handled by the up man, and he's going to get off to the right side, try to find some edge, and get up the middle a little bit, get stuck. And the pile, he's still pushing, finally dragged down at the 38-yard line, and dragging him down was number 37, Cody Johnson, the junior, finally dragging him down. Good return. Great by the St Helens Lions there.
It's way to stay on his feet because he had a lot of fishermen on him.
He was churning the old feet there, churning the butter, trying to keep forward. And, boy, he was fighting a couple of fishermen trying to push through. That is the other thing about this weather. The field might look great. The balls are a little slippery, and jerseys tend to get a little slick, too.
They sure do.
A little hard to grab onto. So the St. Helens Lions will start from the 38-yard line. The Fishermen send out their defense to square off against the three wide receiver set. Out of shotgun. Wait hands off up the middle and stuffed.
Nowhere.
See who the big boy is from the defensive line who gets up out of that mess because
here he comes.
He blew through there in a hurry.
77 for Astoria.
That is Colt Kelly. We've seen him do it quite a bit from his defensive tackle position. He blew through and grabbed the running back by the waist from behind.
Yeah.
He was so far into the backfield that he was grabbing the running back on his way by. He was back there so quick. Colt Kelly, great defensive lineman for the Fishermen. Once again in the three wide receiver set. St. Helens Lions wait calls for it. Handoff up the middle, and there's Colt Kelly again. And his cohorts, this time number 50. That is Doria.
Yep.
He got back through there, and Arthur, he is going to be a force for this Fisherman for another year, just the junior. He was able to blow through there and make some noise. And now with a third and about 11, the Fishermen go into a little bit lighter set, three down linemen, and look more for the pass. Watch for maybe a blitz from one of the linebackers, but pretty much three down linemen. As Colt Kelly stays in on the defensive tackle position. Arthur Duryea at the defensive end. And Brito. And here comes the snap from the St. Helens Lions. Man in motion and the jet sweep. They're going to try to pull it off, trying to find the edge, and they will not. Pushed out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. They might get a couple out of that. But a great job by the Fishermen to string it out and force it out of bounds. They were unable to get around the edge.
That was Jacob Buros making that contact.
And the Fishermen hold on a long third down. So now with fourth and about 9, we'll see if the Lions punt or try another fake as Waite scoots back to do the kicking duties, or at least lines up in the position. Very loose line. They're a yard apart or better. It is a creative punt lineup, and they will kick this time. It is up in the air, and the Fishermen will stay away from it. They don't want any part of that wet, slippery nonsense as it bounces at the 38-yard line and trickles to the 20.
It's going to be at the 27.
And that is a good job by the return man, who I believe set back up there was Gore. a good job to just stay away from it. It was a short punt, didn't look like it was going to move, and look, it's wet, it's slippery, and if you don't think you can handle it, sometimes the best thing to do is not try to be a hero.
Right, exactly. You don't need the turnover. You're up by 2 scores, and you're having no problem marching the ball down the field.
Right. Keep the ball. Keep it safe.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Fishermen line up here on offense. This is their worst field position of the game so far.
Which is not bad.
Starting at the 27-yard line out of shotgun with 3 wide receivers. It's going to be handoff up the middle, and it is Johnson getting forward for at least...
He's got 13 at least.
At least 13 as he gets strung out on the right side of the field up to the 40-yard line, it looks like, is where they're going to give him. So 13-yard gain. What a great job by Johnson. He found a little crease right there in the middle, and then he stuck his foot in the turf and
just stuck through, yeah.
And went through. The defensive backs, a little bit late getting there, finally push him out towards the 40-yard line, towards the sideline, but not before he gashed the defense for a big gain. Fishermen have yet to throw the ball. Shacker lines up in shotgun, 3 receivers once again. And it's going to be another handoff to Johnson, who goes forward for about 4 yards. We'll see where they spot him. It looks like he'll be short at the 44. The officials walk up to the 45, so that's where they're going to plant it. 5-yard gain. And I don't say yet to throw the ball. It's just with no time left in the first quarter, the Fishermen have run the clock out on the St. Helens Lions and lead this one 14-0. We'll take a quick timeout, come back for the second quarter. Fishermen will have possession right here on ESPN 106.3.
Be ready for your future with Clatsop Community College. Take college-level classes at CCC while still in high school and transfer them to a university when you're ready. Or take technical education classes to develop your skills to be prepared for in-demand jobs in the region. Clatsop Community College can help you be ready for your future. Contact the admissions office or check out clatsopcc.edu for more information on all the programs and transfer options available. Start here, go anywhere with Clatsop Community College.
Are you currently in the market for a new car, truck, or SUV? Then look no further than Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford. With hundreds of makes and models to choose from, you're bound to find something you want, including the Ford F-150, best-selling truck in America, 47 years running. Stop by Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford today and take a test drive and find that new vehicle you have always wanted. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, you always get the best deal at Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford, 1809 Ensign Lane across from Costco Gas, or visit them online at AstoriaFord.net.
You're listening to Astoria High School Sports on 106.3 ESPN Radio.
Back here is the Lions and Fishermen battle, and Shacker's going to get off the right side as we come back from break, and he'll pick up a good, healthy 15 yards.
Rob, I think he went quite a bit further than that.
He's going to have at least 20. It looks like close to 19, I think, is what he's going to get spotted there as they put the ball at the... They're going to cross the 50 and get out to the 37-yard line. Come back from break, and Fishermen waste no time in continuing to eat the clock and chew up yardage and score points. They're leading this one 14-0, 11:37 here in the second quarter. And the Fishermen on the move with a 1st and 10. This time a handoff to Johnson, who finds some space at the right side, shakes a tackle, rips off his shoulder pad, and he is off to the races down to the...
It's going to be about the
7-yard line. Yeah, let's see where they mark it 6 maybe as he gets past the 10 and finally gets stumbled down. But boy, oh boy, getting through the gap there. He got about 5 yards in. Somebody reached out, grabbed his shoulder pad. He twisted his shoulder and then ripped loose for another 15 yards.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Jack Johnson is running like a man possessed here on a Halloween night. He might have the Fang mouth guard in tonight. He is on a mission.
He's got the Thriller video going.
And a whistle late.
Timeout.
And with 11:03 in the second quarter, the St. Helens Lions, it looks like, are calling a timeout. They want to talk this one over as once again, the Fishermen are now threatening inside the 10-yard line. The ball, it looks like, rests in the hands of the official at the 7-yard line. And I say that because the officials, once again, the official holding the ball or placing the ball, basically got a big towel draped over his waist like a tunic of some kind.
He's got a papoose.
And he's just doing his best. He'll wrap that ball up and just hold it there and wait till the Fishermen break huddle. And then he's pretty much setting the ball and getting the heck out of the way as fast as he can, but he's trying to afford, and he's doing it for the St Helens Lions as well. He's just trying to afford the driest ball possible for as long as he can.
Yep.
And that usually works for a little while, and then about the third, fourth quarter, it's kind of like,
every single towel that's in the state is wet on the field.
Yeah, it's just, this is a lost cause.
Yep.
We'll see. They might take him in at halftime, throw the towels in the dryer, and I don't know, try to make an attempt. But usually by the end of the game, it is what it is. After the timeout, 4 wide receivers for the Fishermen, Johnson and Shacker out of shotgun. Johnson's going to get the handoff. No, Shacker will keep it. This time the Lions bottle him up just a little bit.
Flag late on the play.
Shacker's ripped down at the 5-yard line, and it's going to back up. And sometimes that happens with a fake. Defensive lineman changes direction in a hurry, and an offensive lineman gets out of position. And it's just one of those situations. If you're the offensive lineman, you got to try to readjust as best you can and don't hold on. Unfortunately for the Fishermen, they do. So this will take it all the way back.
It's going to get back to the 17. Yeah.
Trying to look through a little bit of a foggy window over here on the side. 17-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from there. So the Fishermen will need 17 yards. No first down available to them as they go out of shotgun with 4 wide receivers and Johnson in the backfield. Fake handoff, first throw. Comes out to the side. Can't shake the tackle and getting ripped down. It is going to be Quinn Gore.
No gain.
Trying to hit the quick hitter and see if Gore can pick up some blockers with the other receivers out there, and no avail. You're going to get maybe a yard as they now mark it at the, it looks like 16-yard line, so 2nd and 16.
No, I think they're going to mark it at the 17 there, Rob. I think you got that. No, you're at the 16, yep.
Fishermen sending a play out to the huddle. They keep 1 wide receiver out, seeing if they can be sneaky. I think that's Winterstein hanging out on the right side. Shacker lines up shotgun. It is Johnson in the backfield with him.
Oh, and a flag.
And now a flag before we can get started. Either a late substitution, delay a game, or a timeout. Delay a game against the Fishermen, I think, is the call. Or an illegal substitution. I didn't see the official put his hands over his chest like a cross, and I think that's an illegal substitution. He didn't like something. We'll scoot it back 5 more yards, and now it'll be 2nd from the 21-yard line. 2nd and goal. So the Fishermen have their work cut out for them here. They come out once again with Shacker and shotgun. Handoff to Johnson. Johnson's going to go up the middle and claim quite a bit of that back down to the 12. And the Fishermen will face a 3rd and goal from the 12. And you almost wonder if you're Coach Rube, if this isn't 4-down territory. I suppose it depends on what you get away with here on 3rd down.
Right. I mean, you're definitely in field goal range for Winterstein.
Winterstein is kicked from this distance, so you're in range. So you wouldn't be surprised if you keep it on the ground and try to eat up another 7-8 yards if you can get it.
Right.
And maybe you go for it on 4th, or maybe you go ahead and kick. But either way, Fishermen are going to come out here with 4 wide receivers, 1 to the right, 3 to the left. And Shacker looks, pulls his man in motion, and they fake the jet sweep. Shacker will follow the jet sweep, pick up a block, and go nowhere.
He's going to lose about 4.
It looks like the Lions did a good job of stringing it out, so this might change Rube's decision on whether or not it's 4-down territory, as it is going to be 4th and 15 with 9:11 here in the second quarter. See what Coach Rube decides to do. Fishermen coached by their head coach, Howard Rube, assisted by Garrett Long, Kurt Bradley, Doug Walsh, Ralph Steinbeck, Jeremy Poyer, and Mike Roberts. Congratulations, by the way, to Poyer for getting back in on the Buffalo Bills starting squad.
Yeah. Glad to see him playing.
St. Helens Lions are led by Nick Schlar, Jason Morris, John Weaver, Trevor Phillips, Mason Smith, and Matt Bennett assisting. And Fishermen are going to go for it. Throw down to the rough sideline off the hands of the receiver.
It's number 28 for Astoria. That's
Sawyer
Rashawn.
No other 28s that I see, so I'll assume that is Sawyer Rashawn off his hands on the left side in the end zone. Little high, little off target, and the Fishermen will turn it over on downs. So for Coach Rube, it was a go-for-it scenario, at least a see what you can get out of it scenario. So at 9:06 here in the second quarter, the St. Helens Lions will take possession on about the 15-yard line. And for the Fishermen, they've handled the Lions so far defensively, so why not turn the ball over there, see what you can get. The defense is held up. Let them do it again. Handoff up the middle is going to get strung out and bottled up. That's going to be a short loss.
Those Fishermen collapsed on him in a hurry.
Yes, they did. That is Arthur once again getting there. We need to give him a good nickname.
We sure do.
He stonewalled that one as they tried to string it out, stuck the running back and backed him up, sat him down for a short loss. So on 2nd and 11, the Lions will work once again. Break huddle. Ball gets set just behind the 15-yard line, a short loss. They send out 4 wide receivers, the Fishermen with 4 down linemen. Arthur stands up out of his defensive end position, doesn't get touched, and the long bomb is going to be overthrown. And the Lions had a receiver open as Hammond was streaking down. Wade had to hurry up and get the ball off because nobody, not even a soul, looked at Arthur.
I think Doria got a finger on that ball, too.
He may have. He ran in and put his hand up. He did a great job of avoiding hitting the quarterback late.
Yeah.
But he got his hand up, and I think altered how the quarterback had to release the ball.
Agreed.
And you're right. He may have actually got his finger on it as he went by.
Mm-hmm.
He did a great job of altering the throw and putting some pressure on the quarterback, and the quarterback couldn't step into the throw or get it precise. So now with a long 3rd down, 3rd and 11, Lions look to throw one more time, and Arthur's there again, and around his hips.
Picked, almost. Off
the hands of the receiver.
Number 25 for Astoria about had that one. That's Gunnar Bentham.
I believe getting up after the attempted catch, see if I can get the right number, was 17. It is Nathan Hammond who went up. He was reaching up for it, got wrapped up, hitting the ribs. The ball broke free of his grasp and almost got intercepted. And once again, the Fishermen immediately in the backfield with pressure on the quarterback. Great job by Colt Kelly, Arthur Duryea to get back there and force that throw maybe earlier and a little more off target than he wanted to put it.
Yeah, this Astoria defense this season has just been lights out.
They're flying around for sure. The punt, and it's a low line drive. It'll bounce at the 41 and trickle back to the other side of the 50, down to the 33.
We're at 33, yeah.
As it slowly rolls past the 35 and the 34 and settles at the 33 in the wet grass. It was a low line drive, and that was another good job by the punt return man to just get the heck away from it.
Yeah.
Don't cause trouble by trying to get one of those squirrely, wiggly, bouncy, roly balls in the rain. There is nothing to gain from that. And as much as you're out there on the field as a kid or as a player and you see that and you think, glory, I could pick this up and run it all the way back, it would be so awesome.
It sure would, but it'd also be really bad. If
it could be really, really bad as well. So it's one of those things where sometimes you just have to realize that sometimes the safer play is better.
Yep.
Fishermen send 4 wide receivers out, 2 to either side. Shacker in the backfield, your quarterback for the Fishermen tonight, wearing number 5. Hands off to Yates. Yates will find a little gap and get pulled down at the 37-yard line. Nice gain by the Fishermen there, and it looks like you're going to get a substitution. Checking in is Gore. And heading out is the 32 wearing Archer Hawkins. Fishermen huddle up. They have no problem sitting on the clock and running the ball. They're doing a good job of it so far in the first quarter and a half, as we are at 7:31 here in the second quarter.
They've only allowed St. Helens to have the ball for about 3.5 minutes for the entire game.
They've done a great job of getting the ball back and getting the defense off the field.
Oh, wow.
Nice run up the middle
Still
and
going.
breaking free and trying to get a stiff arm down to the 40, now to the 37. As they cross from one to the other, a 37 to 37-yard run.
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson comes in and rips another big one off.
Oh, we got a St. Helens player down.
Grasping his face mask and...
Yeah, that one's not going to be good, Rob.
Staying on the ground. The Fishermen and Lions battle here. He's talking to his trainer. The Fishermen go over to the sideline. They stay on the field, of course, and so do the St. Helens Lions, as you can't leave the field in an injury timeout, like a timeout. Normally, you got to stay on the field to play, so they do that in an injury timeout. And the officials standing just outside, obviously trying not to interfere as well, but trying to make sure everybody is playing it safe. And the trainer and the young man on the field having a conversation. Knees are up. He did reach up and grab his face mask at one point, so we'll see what the injury may entail here. As with just one trainer out there, it doesn't look to be too serious. Usually if it's more serious than that, it usually requires a few more attendees. He's a big man, probably got twisted up as that run went by him a little bit.
Yeah.
He's going to sit up, get a hand up. He's up on his rear and on his heels, which is a good sign. The Astoria Fishermen here leading this one 14-0, 7:15 in the second quarter. The Fishermen trying to keep their chances of playoff hopes alive as they hope for a little help across the state. Cottage Grove, Crescent Valley, Dalles Baker games factoring in a little bit. Hopefully here maybe at halftime we can try to figure out where those games stand just for posterity and see if we can't...
so you get a preview of what's coming for next week,
yeah,
right?
See what might be happening. All right, we're going to get him up. He's good. And walking off on his own power, which is obviously great to hear. Aiden Morley, the junior, tells the trainers to walk just a little bit farther behind him. I'm fine. I'll get there.
I'll get there.
You just don't worry about it. Big kid, number 76 for the St. Helens Lions, offense and defensive lineman. And we are back underway from the 38-yard line. The Fishermen back across the 50, trying to make more noise with Shacker in shotgun and three receivers out. Two to his right. He's going to hand off up the middle and finding a gap and a block and tripping over his own guy. I believe that's Yates.
He's going to get another 7 yards.
23, Silas Yates, ripping up another 7. And it'll be second and about 3.5. They're going to give him just a little shy of that.
Yep.
At the 32-yard line. And the Fishermen once again come up to the line of scrimmage, sending out 4 wide receivers. Yates in the backfield with Shacker once again. Out of the shotgun, 3 receivers out to the right. Shacker calls for the ball, gets it. Yates, the fake. Shacker's going to keep. And this time the Lions do a little bit better job.
Ball's on the ground, and there's a flag. And St.
Helens does fall on it. That one got poked out of the hands of Shacker. Travis Dunning, the junior for St. Helens, jumps on the ball. And right now it's a turnover at the 37-yard line, going the other way. That is one thing with the rain and the conditions that is the great neutralizer. On paper, they might think that you got the team, but on field, with conditions and rain and weather, anything can happen. This is St. Helens' chance to grab a little life as they get the turnover. And with 6:19, down by 14, they have a chance to try to make some noise here late in the second quarter. And they'll come up to the line of scrimmage. Of course, they'll have to fight through this strong Astoria defense, who's done a great job of getting the Astoria Lions off the field. Lions will look to throw, go down the left side. High throw, tipped up in the air, and no Fisherman left to go get it.
Yeah, both Gore and Winterstein were aiming for that, but unfortunately they were too close to the play.
Senior Jacob Eros was also over there trying to defend the receiver. He went up in the air, the ball went up. He was stuck flying in the air, watching it go away from him. Nobody there to help out, but a great job of the Fishermen getting a little pressure. The throw was high and off target. So now with a 2nd and 10 from the 37-yard line, the Lions come back out, spread out, 3 receivers to the left. Keep 1 to the right, out of shotgun, snap, and pressure again. Got to throw the ball. It is dropped at the 40-yard line. That is, once again, Arthur Duryea back there sniffing around at the quarterback.
That drop pass, that was number 5 for St. Helens.
I want to give him a nickname, but I want to be respectful to if he has one already. But, boy, he is just a menace.
He's after that thing tonight.
I always like to bestow a nickname if I can, but it gotta come by it naturally. I feel like
exactly.
And it's one of those things that it's got to develop naturally.
Yep.
Fishermen line up this time with 3 down linemen. Arthur Duryea, one of them, of course. The defensive end is the St. Helens Lions on the 3rd and 10.
Oh, there it is, number 7-9 for for St. Helens.
A little wiggle
False
there by
start.
the Lions. Get a false start.
He knows
Edward
it.
Throlt,
And he's substituted out.
the junior, will put his hands on his head and go, I didn't. I know. And then, of course, he gets subbed out.
Yep.
Didn't even get a chance to redeem himself. 3rd and 15. Now the Lions have a long ways to go. The Fishermen defense, once again, doing a great job. They got the turnover, but the Lions are unable to come away with yardage at this point, losing 5 so far on a penalty. 4 wide receivers. Wait, will look. He's got a little time, and once again, it's closed off. This time, Duryea chases him up to the linebacker and held on. And a good job by Hudson Hill to wrap him up after a 4-yard gain. Might get back to the original line of scrimmage. Might be 5 at the sideline as Arthur was trying to corral him in. It looks like it'll be a 5-yard gain. So 4th and 10 for the Lions here with 5:30 ticking away in the second quarter.
Looks like they're in the punt formation. We'll see if they're going to fake it.
We've already seen one, and I'm not sure if it was designed. It was a high snap. This one is on target. Punter sends it up and back. And this time Gore once again watches it bounce. It'll bounce down to the 20 and takes a big bounce down to the 14. So a good bounce on the second bounce will pin the Fishermen deep with 5:13 here in the second quarter. They'll have a ways to go. This now their worst starting field position yet. And we'll see if they can hold on to the ball and march down the field. It's exactly the kind of game I think Coach Rube was expecting to play tonight. That is a good defensive game and hold the ball, run it well.
And
so far, the Fishermen have done that. Other than the fumble and a couple of penalties, the Fishermen have done a really good job of doing just that. Game plan is coming together. Fishermen come out, spread formation. Haven't seen a lot of the eye yet. And Shacker calls for the ball. He's going to have it, and he's going to keep it. Coming around the left side, he'll sneak up and go forward up to about the 17, maybe the 18. Looks like maybe with a fall forward, they might plant it at even the 19.
I think that's what they're going to do here, Rob.
Got tangled up, but the fall forward is going to put the ball in good position for the Fishermen as they pick up about 5. Nice run by Shacker as he faked the handoff and took the dive. And now to the spread formation once again. 3 receivers out to the right. Shacker calls for the ball, gets it. And this time it's off to his running back, Johnson, who pushes past the 25. It'll be a first down. 6-yard pickup for Johnson.
And he had people on him from about.
Excuse me, Yates.
That was Yates.
Nope, that was Johnson. that was Johnson, 21, Jack Johnson. I want to give credit where credit is due because Johnson got through there and he pushed that extra yard. It was Yates coming in late on the substitution. Yates was out there to tap him out before he was able to get up. That's what fooled me. Yates now in the backfield. Shacker calls for it, gets it. And same play to Yates, who gets around the right side, cuts upside, and down at the 35.
It's going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down.
Yeah, he's going to have about a 7 to 8 yard gain there, depending on the spot. Just shy of the 35-yard line, so a nice 8.5, 9-yard gain by Yates. The Bulldog gets back in and starts pushing people around. Yates is a tough runner.
Yeah. You called it last week when you called him the Hammer.
And he is just that as he runs once again up the middle, shakes a tackle, get him around the waist, stand him up, and finally get him down at the 40-yard line. So here's another 5 yards for Yates. He's just like a little sledgehammer. I don't know if I can say little. He's a big kid, but he's like a sledgehammer.
Yep.
He might not be the fastest guy in the field. He might not be the one who breaks off 100-yard runs, but I tell you what.
Just keeps hitting.
He just keeps hitting that, and eventually the defense just starts to crack a little bit.
Yeah.
5 more yards for Yates. 1st and 10 for the Fishermen at the 40. 3:20 here in the second quarter as the Fishermen try to stick one in to end the half. And this one off to the right side. Handoff out of the spread formation. Yates has another few yards. They might not always be big runs, but he makes sure to finish every run.
He's got that defense flinching.
Yes, he does. They are definitely
that's not
nervous.
what they're supposed to do as a defensive.
Shacker gets the call run in. Yates is going to stay in the backfield with Shacker here, and they go back out with 3 receivers. Flanker and receiver to the right, two wideouts to the left and a handoff up the middle. And once again, it's another big dive, about a 10-yard gain and a first down for the Fishermen. And Yates squeaks through the big defensive lineman and gets into the linebackers. And those defensive backs don't want anything to do with hitting him.
No.
Drag him down. They don't want to take him on with a head of steam. Fisherman right back up to the line of scrimmage. Another one to Yates. Yates finds some blockers and digs his feet in, and it takes two big guys to pull him down for a 4-yard gain. And once again, he makes a 4-yard gain just look tough.
Yep. They have to fight for that to keep him at 4.
Yeah, number 77, Landon Schaefer for the Lions. He's got to be pushing.
They're going to give him 5 on that.
Yeah, great gain. The two defensive interior linemen there got to be about 500 pounds. Not each, but totaled up. And Yates is running right through him. Good blocks by the Fishermen there. Yates once again up the middle, breaks the tackle, and gets through an arm tackle down to the 24-yard line. Another huge gain for the Fishermen. Under 2 minutes to go. They threaten here in the second quarter again. And they will get the ball at the end of the half. This is one of those two-for opportunities. If you're the Fishermen, get a chance to stick one in and get the ball back to start the half. 3 receivers to the right. Shacker's got it. Why not hand it off to Yates one more time? Around the left side. Drags a carrier or a defensive tackler all the way to the 20-yard line and picks up 3, just shy of the 20, so he'll be at the 21. And he did just that. Drag a ball carrier up to the 21-yard line. And looks like a timeout taken here. And I believe it is the Fishermen who call a timeout. So with 1:28 to go, Coach Rube is calling the timeout. And he is going to try to talk this over with his team, maybe get a couple of play calls in at the same time. This is one of those scenarios where if you're running the ball this well, you don't necessarily want to go away from it. Try to go to the air now, especially with the rain coming in. Of course, it's let up just a little bit here as I look out. Fishermen might have an opportunity to get into the air a little bit without the rain. And, really the wind hasn't been a big factor.
No, that flag hadn't been wiggling.
No, even with the rain coming down, it's just a straight down rain kind of scenario. So not getting really windy conditions by any means. It's fairly comfortable, still just over 40-some degrees, 45 degrees. And, it actually kind of an expected fall evening.
I was going to say, it's about time we got some fall football weather.
Right, October 31st, happy Halloween, and finally have the right kind of weather to play football in here on the coast. Or maybe at least what you'd expect to play on the coast. I'm not going to say that I don't hate the 60s and comfortable weather.
Yeah.
After the Astoria timeout, break huddle and send out 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Shacker in shotgun, and it is Jack Johnson back in, and he cuts off the right side, turns up, and lowers his shoulder down to the 16.
Okay. Yeah, see where they spot it, but it looks like 16.
And the clock ticks away one more time. 1 timeout for the Lions, 2 for the Fishermen yet to go here in the half. Fishermen go ahead and huddle up to get the play called. I think ideally you'd like to punch this in with nothing left. 2 receivers to either side. Johnson in the backfield with Shacker on his left hip. And Shacker is going to follow Johnson up the hole for a short gain. He'll get up to the 12.
It's going to be close to a first down. There it is.
And it is a first down. So 1st and 10 from the 12. They still have 2 yards to go with under 50 seconds to go. The Fishermen this time will come up to the line of scrimmage, send 3 receivers to the right. They're going to hurry up. Shacker calls for it, gets it. Hand off to Johnson, who finds some space, breaks a tackle, and runs over a guy going into the end zone. The Fishermen rip one off, and there it is, a 12-yard touchdown for Johnson as he finds a little bit of space on the left side, the left gash there, and goes right up for another Fisherman touchdown. A great job spinning off a tackle and pushing forward to get in. And the Fishermen go up in this one 20-0. With 38.9 seconds here in the half. And the point after touchdown, Winterstein lines it up. The snap is good. Kick is
good.
Also good. So there it is, 21-0. Fishermen have the lead. Fishermen leading the Lions here in this contest. And once again, the Fishermen need to do their job in order to hope for a postseason berth. The other games in question, Crescent Valley, Cottage Grove, and the Dalles-Baker game are the ones that could potentially play a factor depending on who wins or loses and how the rankings shuffle As we talked about in the pregame, those rankings all sit slightly odd as Astoria sits at 17, Baker at 16, and Crescent Valley at 15. And if you start looking at the RPI rankings, well, it gets really weird because Baker is 15, Crescent Valley is 18, Astoria is 19, Hidden Valley 17, and Woodburn is actually at 16 all the way down at 19. So those rankings start to get a little funny and a little odd, and basically you just got to keep pushing. And, like Coach Rubin, in the Rube Report we're talking, you just got to do your job first, and that's win tonight's game. And if the cards fall where they may, great.
Yeah.
If not,
we had a great season.
You ended on a high note.
That's right.
And the Fishermen with the kickoff here after the touchdown will be handled at the 25-yard line, and a whistle will stop it. Got a penalty here on the right sideline in front of the Lions at the 50-yard marker. And the official might be calling offsides on who? Winterstein picks up the tee. False start against St. Helens. So the up men cross the line, and he's explaining it to the coach that his first line of defenders cannot cross that line before the ball is kicked. One of them stepped over, and that is a false start on the kickoff.
Sure is. So we'll do it again, 5 yards closer.
You don't see it very often. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if I've ever seen that, to be honest with you. Winterstein with a kickoff, 5 yards extra, all the way down to the 12-yard line, handled, and coming up the field, trying to find some space up the middle. We'll get to the 28-yard line. Good return, good kick, good return. And on the tackle is number 44 for the Fishermen.
Did we see a flag come in real late?
Hudson Hill gets the tackle. Looks like they're picking up some laundry, dropping it at the 30-yard line. And the penalty, I can't even tell by the body language of the players. Usually you can tell one team will start walking one way or the other.
I thought they threw a ball. It threw the yellow flag, and an Astoria player caught it.
The official redropped it at the 30-yard line, and it is going to be against the Lions.
It's going to be a 10-yard penalty. They're going to take the ball all the way to the 20 on that return.
I'm assuming it's going to be a hold or an illegal block in the back on the return.
It came in real late.
It came in late, and I did not see any hand signals from the official. So the Fishermen on defense have the Lions backed up to now the 20-yard line. And the Lions will come out in a spread formation. The Fishermen put 3 down linemen in, trying to go with the pass protection. And there's a deep pass coming down the side. A wobbly ball falls at the 49-yard line. Incomplete. Nobody there.
Nobody home.
The receiver was about 7 yards shy, and with no receivers close, the Astoria Fishermen weren't either.
I got to think that it was just a wet ball at that point.
He did throw. It was a little wobbly when he threw it, and I think when he let go of it, it just wasn't a great throw. That's tough to throw deep balls in the rain, and I think that's what happened. Is he just launched a little slippery throw there, and a finger slipped off, and you could see the tail shaking. It wasn't a tight spiral. Once again, the Fishermen with 3 down linemen, all standing up in the up position, ready to rush the passer. And they do that, and the ball comes out this way, and off the hands of 17. Gore was hot on his heels, but trying to come up with a catch was Nathan Hammond, the senior, and it went right through his fingertips and out of bounds. And it will be now a 3rd down situation for the Lions. And, with 2 timeouts still left in the Fisherman's pocket, you might be thinking about maybe getting the ball back.
Reserve that clock. And
if you're the Lions, you might actually go to the ground here and see if you can't force the Fisherman's hand.
Yeah.
If another incompletion comes your way, if you're the Fisherman, you might have an opportunity with 20 seconds left to make some noise. 3 down lineman for the Fishermen, St. Helens Lions.
Yeah, and they got a false start.
Will get backed up. So from the 20, they'll go to the 15. They're going to call it. I think I overheard the PA announcer on the center. And that's either him bucking his hips a little bit, faking a snap or faking the motion or maybe twitching the ball. Sometimes, a center might kind of squat down and then maybe, bump his rear up, ready to snap in shotgun. And if they deem that you simulated the snap, that's all it takes. Handoff up the middle will keep the clock rolling, and running back will get tackled after about a 6-yard gain. And looks like the Fishermen may call the timeout here and force the Lions' hand. They did stop the clock, and Coach Rube is calling his players over. I think Coach Rube did call the timeout
Sure
here.
did, yeah. Maybe try to block a punt.
Indeed he did. So with 2 timeouts to spare and a 21-0 lead, he thought, why not? Got 14 seconds, see what happens here.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you come away with a block punt. Maybe you come away with a good return. Maybe you can get Winterstein in position to kick a field goal of some kind.
Yeah.
Or better yet, maybe you do something even more miraculous and stick another one in before the half.
No joke.
Coach Rube trying to play the odds there, and with a 21-0 game, a 3-score lead. We've seen it before. No lead is safe, and so you can't necessarily blame Rube here for trying to maybe squeeze a little blood out of this turnip, see what he can get, because you never know.
You never know. You never know what the second half's going to bring.
Now, if this is a good punt, they down it at the 30, 20-yard line, and they somehow or another knock this way down the field, there's no shame in walking out and taking a knee either and say, hey, it didn't work. We tried. Yep. There you go. But the Lions will line up in their punt formation. And that is, I think, Carter Teed, number 7.
Good snap.
Takes a little bit of a stutter step, and it bounces at the 49, now down to the 46-yard line.
And the 2.8 seconds left on the clock.
And, of course, when a punt like that takes place, the ball starts or the clock goes when the ball hits the ground. So with 2.8 seconds left, I wouldn't be surprised here if Rube, played that gamble to see what might come out of it and just take the knee.
Yeah, totally.
Again, that's one of those scenarios. Maybe you get a good return. Maybe you get the block. Maybe something great happens. Maybe they snap over the punter's head and you take advantage of a mistake. And maybe they don't. And so that's okay, too. You didn't waste the timeout by calling it.
That's right. You're going to come back out at the second half and have the ball.
And they're going to give you 3 more timeouts. So
Yep.
Might as well call them when you've got them.
Exactly.
Coach Rube has his team on the sideline as they get ready to end the half here. 2.8 seconds to go. The Fishermen lead 21-0. Thanks for tuning in here to ESPN 106.3 for today's broadcast. And thanks for tuning in all season long to catch the Astoria Fishermen. And don't forget our YouTube channel. You can find us also at Astoria 106.3. Make sure you type in the Astoria part. You'll come up with the ESPN 106.3 Astoria YouTube channel where you can listen to all of this season's games except for just the one.
The one we were not at.
Yeah, the Malala game we missed out on, the 28-7 victory, but they're all archived there. If you want to spend a few hours listening to us drone on about Astoria Fishermen football, they're available. You can also catch previous coaches' shows there as well. So YouTube channel, ESPN 106.3 Astoria. Out of shotgun, Shacker's going to have it. And the Fishermen are going to try one shot down the sideline. The hook and ladder that got him in game 1 is going to end up with a completion to the 30, maybe the 28-yard line.
They got nearly 30 yards out of it.
Good job by the Fishermen there as they throw the hook and ladder on the right sideline right in front of the bench. They got the connection, the toss, and a good pickup. But it will go for naught as the end of the half is right there. The Fishermen will get the ball to start the half. And we'll have it for you coming up just a bit. Once again, it is senior night here in St. Helens, and the Fishermen lead this one 21-0 at half. We'll be back in just a moment here on ESPN 106.3.
Marathon season is just around the corner, so quit running errands and start running for fun with North Coast Runners in Astoria. Stop in for nutrition on the go, info on local running groups, recommendations on where to run on the North Coast, and of course, all the gear you need, including being your Lululemon destination on the coast. Runners.com for more. Lace up and don't stop.
Are you currently in the market for a new car, truck, or SUV? Then look no further than Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford. With hundreds of makes and models to choose from, you're bound to find something you want, including the Ford F-150, best-selling truck in America 47 years running. Stop by Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford today and take a test drive and find that new vehicle you have always wanted. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, you always get the best deal at Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford, 1809 Ensign Lane across from Costco Gas, or visit them online at AstoriaFord.net.
Be ready for your future with Clatsop Community College. Take college-level classes at CCC while still in high school and transfer them to a university when you're ready. Or take technical education classes to develop your skills to be prepared for in-demand jobs in the region. Clatsop Community College can help you be ready for your future. Contact the admissions office or check out clatsopcc.edu for more information on all the programs and transfer options available. Start here, go anywhere with Clatsop Community College.
Hungry? Thirsty? Craving something delicious? Get to the Peter Pan Market and Deli in Astoria. They've got your cravings covered, from fresh sandwiches and salads to gourmet coffee and snacks. The deli is stocked with hand-picked ingredients, ensuring the highest quality in every bite. Need groceries? You're covered there too, with a wide selection of necessities and locally sourced products. The Peter Pan Market and Deli at 712 Niagara Avenue in Astoria. Visit online at peterpantogo.com for online ordering options. Taste the difference at Peter Pan Market and Deli.
Seaside Outlets, over 100,000 square feet of savings and shopping. Great food for every member of your family. Featuring great names in retail like Nike, Eddie Bauer, Pendleton, Bath & Body Works, Rack Room Shoes, Rue 21, and Carter's. And it's all just a few blocks from the beach. Plus, there's no sales tax.
Seaside Outlets, 1111 North Roosevelt Highway 101 and 12th Avenue. Visit seasideoutlets.com.
Hi, I'm Renee, contractor and owner of Lucky Duck LLC. Since 2011, we've provided Clatsop and Pacific counties with professional HVAC duct cleaning and dryer vent system cleaning. Residential and commercial customers, call me 503-717-2231.
Lucky Duct with a T, LLC. Your HVAC contractors. Clatsop and Pacific counties. Residential and commercial. Trained and professional technicians. Visit us online. Lucky Duct with a T, LLC.
A handoff to Walker. He goes left side, and he's going to get in. Touchdown, Seahawks! Great drive by the Hawks.
The Seahawks are back in action after the bye week to battle the Washington Commanders in primetime. Join Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman this Sunday night. Pre-game at 3. Kickoff at 5:20. Right here on the Seahawks Radio Network.
Rodgers takes a shotgun snap. Rodgers gets hit, but keeps on moving. Gets hit again. This time, Big Cat says you're not going anywhere.
Brought to you locally by Peter Pan Market and Deli, Astoria Ford, Joe's Mobile, the Seaside Outlets, Northwest Lending Group, Clatsop Community College, Lucky Duct HVAC and Dryer Duct Cleaning, and North Coast Runner Supply.
Rolls to the right, throws back in the middle, intercepted! And it's Rick Wallace!
The Seahawks play here on 106.3 ESPN Radio.
Hi, I'm Renee, contractor and owner of Lucky Duck LLC. Since 2011, we've provided Clatsop and Pacific counties with professional HVAC duct cleaning and dryer vent system cleaning. Residential and commercial customers, call me 503-717-2231.
Lucky Duct with a T, LLC. Your HVAC contractors. Clatsop and Pacific counties. Residential and commercial. Trained and professional technicians. Visit us online. Lucky Duct with a T, LLC.
Seaside Outlets, over 100,000 square feet of savings and shopping. Great food for every member of your family. Featuring great names in retail like Nike, Eddie Bauer, Pendleton, Bath & Body Works, Rack Room Shoes, Rue 21, and Carter's. And it's all just a few blocks from the beach. Plus, there's no sales tax.
Seaside Outlets, 1111 North Roosevelt Highway 101 and 12th Avenue. Visit seasideoutlets.com. Are you currently in the market for a new car, truck, or SUV? Then look no further than Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford. With hundreds of makes and models to choose from, you're bound to find something you want, including the Ford F-150, best-selling truck in America, 47 years running. Stop by Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford today and take a test drive and find that new vehicle you have always wanted. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, you always get the best deal at Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford, 1809 Ensign Lane across from Costco Gas, or visit them online at AstoriaFord.net.
Marathon season is just around the corner, so quit running errands and start running for fun with North Coast Runners in Astoria. Stop in for nutrition on the go, info on local running groups, recommendations on where to run on the North Coast, and of course, all the gear you need, including being your Lululemon destination on the coast. Whether you're in Seaside, Napa, Astoria, Warrenton, or anywhere in between, North Coast Runners supports student athletes with available discounts. Check out northcoastrunners.com for more. Lace up and don't stop.
Be ready for your future with Clatsop Community College. Take college-level classes at CCC while still in high school and transfer them to a university when you're ready. Or take technical education classes to develop your skills to be prepared for in-demand jobs in the region. Clatsop Community College can help you be ready for your future. Contact the admissions office or check out clatsopcc.edu for more information on all the programs and transfer options available. Start here, go anywhere with Clatsop Community College.
Joe's Mobile in Astoria, the home of Mobile Synergy Fuel and Diesel. Also, last-minute groceries, snacks, cold beverages, hunting and fishing licenses, propane, firewood, and so much more. Pump your own fuel during overnight hours or get friendly full service during regular daytime hours. EBT and all credit and debit cards are accepted. Fuel and Diesel, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Get your mojo on at Joe's Mobile.
1701 Marine Drive in Astoria.
You're listening to Astoria High School Sports on 106.3 ESPN Radio.
And we're back in St. Helens for halftime show. We're doing the marching band's doing a pirate theme.
And did I hear that they're going to be playing in Disneyland? What did I hear on my way down?
Did you hear that? I missed that, if that's the case.
I believe that this band is being sent off November somewhere to play something pretty cool. So
that's awesome.
Unfortunately, I was in a rush to the restroom and the concessions, and
I can hear it in your voice there, buddy. I'll pull up the slack here for a minute. Let you get your breath back.
It's a long ways to the concession stands and the restrooms here at St. Helens from the top of the press box. And tell you what, I can tell you one thing in 40-plus years. I apparently don't do enough stairs. It's quite a run.
We'll get you up the column up and down a couple times a week, and that'll get you going.
Once again, volleyball on tap for tomorrow.
Yeah, 2 o'clock at the Fishbowl.
Should be a good one as the girls have made it into the first round of the state tournament. Somewhere I had the bracket here. I can flip around.
I've got it right here for you, Rob. Yeah, we've got tomorrow the bracket. We've got LeGrand taking on Marist Catholic. Astoria versus Cottage Grove, 2 o'clock. We've got Madras taking on Philomath, and St. Helens is also in it versus Cascade, and that is also tomorrow at 1 p.m. We've got Phoenix versus Pendleton, Estacada versus Henley, and Staten versus the Dalles, and Baker versus Marshfield.
And once again, I did just double check on that. It is neon out in tomorrow's game for the girls. So if you got some neon, dig into the closet, grab all your 80s neon gear, and neon out for the game. And it is a state playoff game, so there is a charge. And don't quote me, but I think what Coach Rube told me was $8 for adults, $5 for students. And, normally we like to talk about our sponsors here, but we'll talk about sponsors that throw a bone to the students.
Yeah.
I believe it was Fort George who donated a large chunk of change to make sure the students can get in for essentially free.
That's great.
So Fort George helping out the student cost or the student ticket. So don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the deal there. Coach Rubin, Dane Gouge talked a little bit about that in the coaches show. So if you want to go into our YouTube channel, you can verify that in one of those segments where they talked about the playoff game for the girls.
Yeah. Great performance here by St. Helens Marching Band.
They have a great band here. They sounded good during the national anthem. Unfortunately, we did get into that a little bit late, but great job during the national anthem and a great job here at halftime playing in light rain, I should say.
It's starting to pick back up, yeah.
Yeah, it's lighter than it has been, but it's starting to pick back up a little bit, and that'll give us a chance to, I think, take a quick time out. We'll come back and get ready for the second half kickoff. We're just under 6 minutes as the Fishermen lead this one 21-0 here in St. Helens.
Marathon season is just around the corner, so quit running errands and start running for fun with North Coast Runners in Astoria. Stop in for nutrition on the go, info on local running groups, recommendations on where to run on the North Coast, and of course, all the gear you need, including being your Lululemon destination on the coast. Whether you're in Seaside, Napa, Astoria, Warrenton, or anywhere in between, North Coast Runners supports student athletes with available discounts. Check out northcoastrunners.com for more. Lace up and don't stop.
Are you currently in the market for a new car, truck, or SUV? Then look no further than Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford. With hundreds of makes and models to choose from, you're bound to find something you want, including the Ford F-150, best-selling truck in America 47 years running. Stop by Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford today and take a test drive and find that new vehicle you have always wanted. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, you always get the best deal at Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford, 1809 Ensign Lane across from Costco Gas, or visit them online at AstoriaFord.net.
The Peter Pan Market and Deli is the perfect place to gather for a quick snack and one of their signature sandwiches before the game. Enjoy covered outdoor seating or sit inside with beers and ciders on tap and wine by the glass. You can relax with friends before heading to the game. Make Peter Pan Market and Deli your morning stop too. Grab a coffee and a bagel or other breakfast treat before work. Order ahead at peterpan2go.com. Peter Pan Market and Deli, 712 Niagara Avenue, Astoria. Your local corner store and more. Be ready for your future with Clatsop Community College. Take college-level classes at CCC while still in high school and transfer them to a university when you're ready. Or take technical education classes to develop your skills to be prepared for in-demand jobs in the region. Clatsop Community College can help you be ready for your future. Contact the admissions office or check out clatsopcc.edu for more information on all the programs and transfer options available. Start here, go anywhere with Clatsop Community College.
Hi, folks. These sports teams that we follow pride themselves on a long tradition of excellence. The same goes for the place you choose for your home loan. Northwest Lending Group is one of the longest continually operating mortgage lenders in Clatsop County. We've been here over 20 years. I invite you to give us a try. Let us show you how we've earned over 98% customer satisfaction rating. Find us at 1227 Commercial Street in Astoria, by phone at 503-325-4116, or apply online at nwlendinggroup.com.
Northwest Lending Group is an equal housing lender. NMLS 1469420, ML2891.
Hi, I'm Renee, contractor and owner of Lucky Duct LLC. Since 2011, we've provided Clatsop and Pacific counties with professional HVAC duct cleaning and dryer vent system cleaning. Residential and commercial customers, call me 503-717-2231.
Lucky Duct with a T, LLC. Your HVAC contractors. Clatsop and Pacific counties. Residential and commercial. Trained and professional technicians. Visit us online. Lucky Duct with a T, LLC.
Attention sports fans, looking for the most comprehensive and exciting coverage of your favorite teams and athletes? Tune into KAST 1370 AM for Oregon State University Beaver football. And on 106.3 ESPN, catch University of Oregon Duck football, the Seahawks, and Astoria High Fighting Fishermen football. And on 106.3 ESPN, catch the Coaches Show, the Rube Report, every Friday at 6 p.m. with a look at what's going on with Astoria High's athletic director, Coach Howard Rube. Brought to you locally by Peter Pan Market and Deli, Astoria Ford, Joe's Mobile, the Seaside Outlets, Northwest Lending Group, Clatsop Community College, Lucky Duct HVAC and Dryer Duct Cleaning, and North Coast Runners Supply. Cheer on your favorite teams. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is ESPN Radio on KKOR AM 1230 and 106.3 K2464BV, Astoria, Warrenton, Seaside. This is ESPN Radio.
Back here in St. Helens, the Fishermen and Lions battling in tonight's contest here at Doc Ackerson Field, and the Fishermen lead this one at 21-0. And for the standings, this is going to help the Fishermen out just a little bit inside the special district. What do we call this? Four now? We won. Yes, yeah. We call this one. We call it the Quappa League, the friendly name. And right now, this will put Astoria basically in fourth place if they can hold off the St. Helens Lions, as they both come into this at 1-3 in the league. And for Astoria, that'll put them in fourth place at 2-3 and 4-5 overall. And what it really could do, the big thing is the Quappa League or the Special District 1 ranking is relatively unimportant. What's really important is trying to get up in the rankings just a little bit. And if the Fishermen can climb a tick or two.
We need to go 1 or 2. We're in number 17 currently, and the first 16 teams get a seed.
Yeah, Fishermen could earn that at-large bid or get that last spot if they are able to show well here. And if the other teams, fail or succeed the way the Fishermen need them to. And one of those games, Crescent Valley, Cottage Grove, still trying to hunt down a score for that one. And if you have it, feel free to drop us a line on our YouTube channel if you'd like to. You can always leave a comment there, and we can get that score if you got it. So if you could track it down faster than we can here from the press box, we'd certainly appreciate it. The other one is the Dalles and Baker out of Special District 5. Those are a couple of the games. As we talked about in the pregame, the ranking system basically has the Astoria Fishermen at 17, Baker at 16, Crescent Valley at 15, North Bend is 14, Seaside at 13. And really, there's no need to talk much farther up than North Bend, really. If the Fishermen can get Baker and Crescent Valley bumped and get into that, that would greatly benefit the Fishermen. The only real issue with that, with the games, is, you got to rely on somebody else to do a little dirty work for you.
That's right.
And the Fishermen right now just trying to do their work here in St. Helens. A great performance at halftime by the cheerleaders and by the band.
Yeah. Astoria's Fishermen are doing their work tonight, though. They're playing very well, both on defense and offense. They scored 21-0.
And, if you go through the keys of things to fix, we'll start, I guess, with the offense for the Fishermen. I mean, is there anything sticking out to you, Bob, that the Fishermen on offense would need to fix?
Not at all. They're running that ball and just keep on chewing up both the clock and the field. The one thing, they had one fumble. That's going to happen on a night like tonight with the rain coming in and everything else. Maybe clean up the penalty.
Little penalties and ball security would be about the only things, and, you can stress those as much as you want on the chalkboard and in the locker room. And, those are the little things that you got to try to clean up. And like you say, on a game like tonight with the rain, the conditions, the slipperiness of what happens over the course of the game, and that happened early for the Fishermen, and it was Shacker coming around the edge. She got a little loose with the ball. Ball got poked out. The Lions were able to jump on it. The Lions had a fumble. They were able to recover their own fumble. So the ball's going to slip around a little bit.
Yep.
Ball security, 2 hands on the ball. It's easy to play up to this point for the Fishermen. They've had really good weather. They haven't really had the issues with rain or even wind or really bad conditions at all. So this is one of those games where it's really hard to get to the last game of the year and then realize I got to run with 2 hands on the ball.
That's right.
It's you got to just remind that as coaches. 2 hands on the ball. Ball security is a key thing here. As far as defensively,
nothing.
I'm not sure what the Fishermen can fix there. They've done a really, really good job of handling the Lions both offensively in the passing game and in the running game. The Fishermen have bottled up the passing game well. Colt Kelly, Arthur Duryea, and a few of the others have jumped in and put pressure on the quarterback and forced some bad throws. They got the interception, and that helped. And they've just turned the tide here. The Lions really can't find either a pass or a running game to speak of.
Under 5 minutes of total offense in the first half of the game for the St. Helens Lions.
24 minutes on the clock, and the Fishermen have held it.
Yeah,
for 19.
19 minutes.
Yeah,
of it.
Yeah. And most of that does have to do with the fact the Fishermen right now are cycling in running backs, whether it's Yates or Johnson. The Lions' defense just has no answer.
No, they do not.
They don't know what to do about the Fishermen running game. And the Fishermen running game, they talked a lot about, last week we saw the Fishermen come out in the I formation and chew up a lot of time and actually make some noise against Scappoose. You look at that score with the Fishermen and Scappoose at 33-7, but in all honesty, they got those 26 points in the half, and after that, the Fishermen had them bundled up pretty good. They were doing a decent job on offense, doing a decent job on defense. The unfortunate part of the offensive part of it for the Fishermen was they couldn't finish those drives and get points out of them.
That's right.
And then, of course, as the game got a little bit later, they started to press a little bit more so, and the Indians there were able to push another score on the board, and it kind of got away. So, you might look at that score and think, well, 33-7, the Fishermen really got whooped.
At the half, it was
14-0 quick. The Indians jumped out, but the Fishermen were making some real noise.
They sure were.
They were really holding the ball well, running the ball well against the Scappoose Indians and doing a good job, and we thought we might see a little more of that I formation and that very controlled offense here against the Lions. But the Fishermen have come out basically out of their spread formation for the most part and have run the ball really well.
They sure have. They've been. I'd love to see that. We're not keeping real great stats, but I'll tell you what, both running backs, very effective. I mean, I'd love to see their total offensive yards. It's got to be up there tonight.
It's got to be up there, and for both Yates and Johnson, they've got to be closing in on
a couple hundred. 150.
Between the two of them, they got to have 100 and something apiece.
Yeah.
Combined, at least 150. They may be close to 60, 70 each, the way they're running the ball.
They've both had 30, 40-yard runs in one shot.
A lot of Yates's runs have been, small hammer hits like we like to talk about. He's kind of the hammer. He just keeps chipping away, and he's gotten a couple of big ones.
Yeah.
But, the Fishermen running game has just really been working well. And it looks like we're going to have a penalty right away against the St Helens Lions to start the game, or start the second half, as they will bump back to the 25 for kickoff, which is going to give the Fishermen really good field position if they recover this ball in any normalcy, as the return men now stand with their heels on the 30-yard line. And I did not see a penalty or a reason why the penalty was called. They just set the ball at the 25 and said, here we go. So the officials wait.
They know what they did.
You know what you've done. Halloween night, second half is underway. It's a short kick. Ball bounces and gets away from the return man, handled at the 33-yard line, and got away from a couple of tacklers. The Fishermen will have it at the 41-yard line. And on the return, that is 84 for the Fishermen.
That's Jacob Biros.
In the Halloween uniforms tonight of different numbers.
That's right. Everybody just decided to change it up on us.
Almost everybody switched numbers, so we're doing the best we can to catch up with the Fishermen in their purple pants, white tops, gold helmets. The St. Helens Lions in the all blacks. They look like the Steelers out there a little bit with the Lions logo on the side, black and yellow stripes on the shoulders with big white numbers. And now the officials at the 41-yard line, a little slow to the ball. We've got another penalty.
Marking it against Astoria.
It looked like they called it against St. Helens, and then they turned around and pointed the other way. So St. Helens Lions are going, what are you talking about? Substitution infraction is what they're calling against the Lions. So the Fishermen will benefit from a few yards here. 5 to be exact, and they'll get the ball at the 47-yard line instead. So that's where the Fishermen will start from after the dual penalties against the Lions on the kickoff and immediately on defense with a substitution infraction. Fishermen now come out in the I formation, and it is going to be the tailback, Yates, ripping off 12 yards.
Just like that, first down.
And this time they start to utilize the I formation, and this could be the situation that Rube was talking about, utilizing the I formation. You've got the lead, you've got the clock working for you. Now let's just sit on it and eat.
Yeah.
A situation of eating an elephant one bite at a time here. And they're going to line back up in that I formation. Number 44, the fullback, Hill, lines up in front of Yates. Under center, Shacker hands it off to Yates, and why not? Same play. Almost the same result. We're going to have another 10, maybe 9 yards. And I thought I might even have a face mask call in there as Yates looked like his chin got pulled down a little bit. It'll be a first down.
Yes, it is. They're moving the sticks.
There they go. So 10 yards, just over 10 yards for Yates. Right there, he's got 22. He's got to be chasing down 100 yards by now.
He's definitely over 100. I'm not exaggerating when I say he's close to 150.
I formation one more time, and same play, same result. Yates through the middle, and maybe 9 yards.
9.
He'll be just shy. It looks like they might mark him at the 8-yard gain.
All the way down to the 22.
Well, now where the official backs up and put his foot, I think they're going to give him the full 9 here.
Okay.
I thought they might have gotten him just a little bit shy as he was pulled down, but they spot the ball, 9-yard gain. So Yates, once again, 31 yards on this drive. Lines up behind Hill. I formation. Same play. And different result this time as Yates gets all the way free into the end zone for a 21-yard touchdown. So same play. Payoff finally hit as they got sick of tackling Yates as he rips one up the middle for another Fisherman touchdown. Nice run, nice gain, well blocked. And for as good as these running backs have done, the offensive line for the Fishermen have really cleared out some holes.
Yeah, they sure have.
The running backs haven't done a ton of work as far as once they've gotten past the line of scrimmage, other than to run fast. They're not getting hit. They're getting a few here and there, but boy, oh boy, the Fishermen once again stick one in, 27-0.
Yep. We have a St. Helens player down in the end zone.
He's being tended to. The Fishermen and Lions once again huddle up on the sideline. This has been really the only stoppage in the game. The Fishermen and Lions are sticking to the ground game for the most part, both squads. And we had a couple of down players. This time another Lions player in the end zone. And once again, the Fishermen running the ball well. And we talked about what things you can fix, penalties and hold on to the ball. Well, they didn't do either of those things.
They sure did not.
And with, 4 straight carries, 5 carries?
To march the ball up about 70 yards.
Yates rips one off. 4 carries, I think, for Yates, and that was it. That was all they needed.
Yep.
After the penalty, the Fishermen turned to Yates out of the I formation and ran up the middle, virtually the same play, into the end zone. Players still being tended to. Just the one trainer out there. Now, did Coach Rube walk out,
He's out talking to the St. Helens Lions coach.
Yeah, it looks like the two coaches are having a conversation there at the goal line. And the St. Helens player's up. And under his own power, will leave the field. Not sure of the number there.
Number 9.
Number 9. That is Pete Hawk, sophomore wide receiver and defensive back. A little slow to walk to the sideline. I don't see a gimp. I don't see anything noticeable. As he gets off the field, the Fishermen and Lions return for the point after touchdown. 27-0. The Fishermen score right away to start the half. 10:30 on the clock. Winterstein lines it up. The snap is good. And the kick.
Also good.
And the Fishermen will go up 28-0. Still a little light rain still coming in, and we expect that to continue for the remainder of the evening at least, between light or heavy rain anyway. Fishermen pushed their lead 28-0 here in the half, and they did exactly what they wanted to do with the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half, and that's get 2 possessions and 2 scores.
Exactly. And doing it in a hurry, too.
Yeah, they didn't waste any time. Once they got that ball back, it really, truly was just 4 runs, and Yates got in the Lions' defense.
Yep.
Don't forget, Fishermen have the volleyball team taking the court tomorrow, 2 o'clock at the Fish Bowl in Astoria. Should be a good one as they battle Cottage Grove. That is number 8 versus number 9 in the state tournament. The OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 4A Volleyball State Championship Tournament, starting the first round in various locations. If they advance to round 2, they'll make their way to Marshfield to take on the winner of Marist Catholic or LeGrand. Here's the kickoff from the Fishermen. Upman's going to handle it at the 28. And it's going to go through his hands.
Astoria's got it.
And all the Astoria players are saying, we got it. The Lions are not saying they do.
The umps are saying that the Fishermen have it.
And there comes the sideline judge to say, indeed, the Fishermen have it. So that kickoff short off the Upman, and it rolled off his chest, off his knees, and forward right back to the Fishermen. So the Fishermen will take possession on the 34-yard line, I believe, is where it's going to get spotted as the ump stands there once again with the towel over the ball, trying to protect it for as long as he can before spotting it. Once again here in St. Helens, the Astoria Fishermen and the Lions battling in a league matchup. 4th place on the line. And for the Fishermen, a potential chance to sneak into the playoffs. This time the Fishermen are going to go under center with the split formation in the backfield. They're going to fake the toss and getting the handoff, the fullback. A little fullback dive for Hudson Hill. He doesn't get a ton of carries, but it's his first one of the night. He's going to plunge forward for 8. Great job as you line up in the offset eye, and you fake the toss out to the running back, and the fullback comes the other way for the cross, what looks like going to be potentially a cross block, and ends up with a little fullback dive off the right side and a nice plunge for Hill.
Yeah.
Second down, 2 yards to go. Once again, the Fishermen return to the I formation. Shacker under center. Gets the call and hands it off to Yates, and Yates goes up the middle again, and more of the same, this time off the left side instead of the right side. And Yates will push forward for the 2 yards needed, plus a little extra.
It's all the way up to the 17.
Fishermen 1st and 10 from there. Running game working well tonight against the St. Helens Lions. With the rain and the conditions, the Fishermen haven't gone to the air much. They've tried a few here and there, but for the most part, they've stayed on the ground. And between Johnson and Yates, they have torn up the Lions' defense as they come off the left side, and the plunge will be about for 3 or 4.
Yeah, he got stood up and stopped on that one.
And the Lions players will stand him up. He doesn't go down as Johnson will check back out. Looks like Yates is coming back in. Might have to sneak next door. The Astoria coaches are here next to us. They might have an idea of what the yardage is for those 2 running backs because, boy, they have piled them up here in tonight's game already in the third quarter with under 9 minutes to go. They have a pile of yards between them. Under center, I formation, 2 wide receivers out to the left, and this time it's going to be to the back. Yates up to the 15, or excuse me, to the 5.
Into the 4.
Should be the first down. And it looks like you're right, Bob. He might have fought his way into the 4-yard line.
Oh, it looks like they're going to hold him at the 5. Still, great carry. Another first down.
Forward progress stopped at the 5. I think the rest of that push happened after the whistle down to the 4.
Yeah.
He landed at about the 2. Fishermen line up in the I formation once again, and they send the receivers, 2 of them, out to the left. Shacker back, Yates up the middle, and into the end zone one more time. The Fishermen will punch one in with 8:22 to go here in the third quarter, and they'll add 6 more to go 34-0 here in the third quarter. Fishermen running game just chewing up the clock and chewing up the St. Helens Lions tonight. Strongest performance by the Fishermen on the ground for sure. We've seen the last probably, I'd say 6 quarters, well, if you count the 4 quarters, 5 quarters, if you count Scappoose.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty good running game for the Fishermen over the last 5 quarters.
Sure has.
Little delay here on the extra point.
I think they're wanting to talk because I got to tell you, Rob, there were 12 players on the St. Helens Lions team when that last play went off.
And there it is again. Illegal substitution against the Lions, so this will scoot the ball up a yard. I don't know if it'll change Rube's decision to kick the extra point. Some coaches it may. So illegal substitution declined. We'll just take it from where it is.
Yeah.
So Coach Rube there with a little sportsmanship, just saying, yeah, no, we're not going to worry about it. Let's just kick the extra point. So once again, Winterstein lines it up, and the ball is down, and
good.
One more time, Winterstein gets one in. Good job by Winterstein. Perfect on his extra points tonight. And the Fishermen go up 35-0. 8:22 here in the third quarter. The Fishermen have control of this one. And we'll see if we can't try to track down those other scores and see if somebody has some information we can get you. As the Fishermen look like they have this one in control, they now hope for a little help between Crescent Valley and Cottage Grove, and potentially the Dalles and Baker, as they need some help there if they're going to advance into those playoff spots. There's a lot of ifs to be played yet. Don't forget tomorrow, 2 o'clock, the Astoria Fishermen volleyball team playing. They'll take the court and try to get themselves past the first round. Fishermen come out of the huddle, getting ready to go. And the Fishermen line it up. The St. Helens Lions line up to return. So far, we've seen some short kickoffs by Winterstein, hitting the up man, and on the last one, bouncing off and getting the recovery.
See if they can do it again.
Here comes the kick, It is high, and this time the return man will come up. It'll bounce off his hands, and it's on the ground. Fisherman there, but no, not in time. He squirrels it in and secures it.
Great job, number 34, for trying to get that.
Wearing number 34 tonight for the Fishermen is a player I'm not seeing listed. And judging by your silence over there, you're not either.
I'm not seeing it either, but that was number 34.
I thought it was a 34 as well.
They're really messing with us tonight.
Yeah, they got the, like I said, they put the Halloween costume jerseys on. They're all wearing different numbers. Gore usually wears 0. He's wearing 11 tonight. Braden Winterstein wears 2. He's wearing 83. Sawyer Rashawn 4. He's got 28 on tonight. Cody Johnson wears 5. He's got 37. Jake Caberos, number 6, got 84 tonight. Handoff up the middle by the Lions, handled by, once again, I have to start calling him something. He is just, I kind of want to call him the Wolverine. He's not the biggest guy out there, but boy, oh boy.
Honey Badger.
He is just all over things. He's got another one.
Yep.
Arthur Duryea there wrapping him up, dragging down the ball carrier after just a half a yard from his defensive end position. What a great job. Fishermen go once again with 4 down linemen. And the Lions will send out 4 wide receivers. Looks like the Fishermen are lined up in a zone as they try to get one out. They get their receiver and spinning free and then getting wrapped up, about an 8-yard gain.
I wish I could have gotten that Astoria player who went up and tried to bring that home because he just about had it.
He just about missed it. I was ducking between the window post here and just barely missed it. 3rd and 1, the Fishermen. This is so far the best couple of plays we've seen the Lions put together. They get a completed pass and now face a 3rd and 1. The Fishermen on defense shuffle the defensive line just a touch. Colt Kelly moves over.
Yep, there it is. False start.
And a false start in the backfield, I think it was, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Colt Kelly jumped over onto the other side. They were trying to maximize a matchup there, I think, between Colt Kelly and MJ Brito as the defensive lineman swapped sides, and I think that fooled the Lions a little bit, and they bounced.
They sure did.
So 3rd and 1 will turn into 3rd and 6.
We've got them flinching tonight.
And the Fishermen on defense have the Lions flinching indeed. The quarterback has been under pressure all night. Running backs haven't found a lot of space, and now with 4 down linemen, they'll look to throw. Lions look out, and they've got the completion, but handled right away. What a great job coming up from the quarterback spot to handle it. I think that's Archer Hawkins.
Number 84.
Nope, that is Winterstein, not 24.
Jacob Biros, 84.
84 for the Fishermen. Jacob Biros, the wide receiver and linebacker, and out there playing coverage, able to stick the receiver. It's going to be 4th and about 3. Great job by the Fishermen on defense. They got the underneath pass complete, but a great job by the Fishermen to come in, get the stick, get the tackle, get the stop, and here on 4th down, high snap. Quarterback's got it, and up the middle.
No good stuff.
Twisting free. I think he's going to get it on second effort. Ball comes free, and they're going to say he was down at the 39-yard line for the first down.
I don't know.
Spinning free, forward progress stop, but then the ball flings loose.
There was no whistle.
The official said there was, so 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Fishermen taking care of business tonight. 4.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter, leading this one 35-0. And the Lions will send out 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Out of shotgun, Waite calls for the ball. He's got it, and fake handoff. Rolls this way, little pressure, finds a receiver, overthrows, and right through the midst of Winterstein. He was coming up to make the hit, and he was not expecting the ball and sliding down and trying to get a stop. That one bounces off of his arms and falls incomplete. Winterstein had a pretty good shot at it. He would have been down right away there at the 46, 47-yard line as he was sliding down because obviously in high school you can't get up and run with it.
No.
Once you're on the ground, you're down regardless. Great job by Winterstein there to be in the right spot, but I think he was really, truly looking to come up and make a stop on the receiver.
He was not thinking that he was going to have a shot.
No, the ball got tipped into his arms, and he could not quite reel it in. So here on 2nd and 10, Fishermen on defense one more time with 4 down linemen. Come in.
Here comes
Arthur comes in. There's the sack. And Cole Kelly comes to clean it up. Arthur Duryea forces him in. Colt Kelly comes in and stuffs the quarterback right there. So the two of them meet.
6-yard loss.
And it is a big loss for the Lions as they now face a 3rd and 15.
In like a ghost on that one.
Yeah, Arthur faked out the defensive end there. He gave him a little shake, went on the inside, got the pressure, and did a great job forcing him up. And Colt Kelly was standing right there from his defensive tackle position. Arthur's going to get rewarded with a play off here on a long 3rd and 15. As he runs off as the Fishermen change to the 3-down lineman. Deep pass down the left sideline. It's up, it's tipped away, and a flag comes in late.
Oh, I don't know about that.
They're going to say the defenders, I think, were a little early on the play, and I'm not sure I agree with that one either, Bob. Right there at the 28-yard line, it was a big pass downfield, and it looked to me like both defenders.
Everybody went up clean.
Winterstein looked back, and the defensive back on the other side bracketing the play. It is going to be pass interference against Astoria. Archer Hawkins was the other player on the backside. I thought they bracketed it well, and both were looking for the ball, and they say they got there just a little too early. So there you have it. Pass interference will give the Lions a 1st down at the 50-yard line. All that work, and the Fishermen can't get it to pay off. They are now with less than 2 minutes here in the 3rd quarter, and they face the Lions, who now have a 1st and 10. Fishermen put the 4-down lineman back on the field. They've got 2 defensive tackles. The defensive ends are up.
False start.
False start by the Lions. A lot of penalties hurting the Lions and getting them to force backwards, and it makes 1st down a lot harder when it's 1st and 15. 2nd and 15 is not fun. So, from the other side of the 50 at the 45, the Fishermen will try to defend the Lions. Out in shotgun with receivers out. Pressure coming, and the ball is caught, and good job by the Fishermen to get the tackle. Coming up to make the stop, Archer Hawkins and Winterstein. It's a nice pickup for the Lions. They get about 12 out of it. Maybe a little more than 12. It's going to be 2nd down and about 2.
Lions player complaining to the ref, not liking that hit, but it was clean.
Coming in off the edge was, I think, Landon Reed, number 57. He got a good stick on the quarterback just as he released the ball, defensive end position. And it was a good hit. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Lions in shotgun. Checking the wristband, got the call, and here comes the snap. Man in motion. Fishermen stack the gap. They plug it up, and they've got a stop so far, and they will stop the running back. Great job once again by the interior lineman of the Fishermen. They get the stop, push the ball carrier back for a loss of 1.
That was Landon Reed coming in and putting that to the ground.
He was a little ticked. He didn't get the quarterback on that last pass, and so he, playing with a little extra fire, comes in and gets the stop. And that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. We'll head to the 4th quarter in just a minute right here on ESPN 106.3.
Marathon season is just around the corner, so quit running errands and start running for fun with North Coast Runners in Astoria. Stop in for nutrition on the go, info on local running groups, recommendations on where to run on the North Coast, and of course, all the gear you need, including being your Lululemon destination on the coast. Whether you're in Seaside, Napa, Astoria, Warrenton, or anywhere in between, North Coast Runners supports student athletes with available discounts. Check out northcoastrunners.com for more. Lace up and don't stop.
Are you currently in the market for a new car, truck, or SUV? Then look no further than Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford. With hundreds of makes and models to choose from, you're bound to find something you want, including the Ford F-150, best-selling truck in America, 47 years running. Stop by Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford today and take a test drive and find that new vehicle you have always wanted. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, you always get the best deal at Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford, 1809 Ensign Lane across from Costco Gas, or visit them online at astoriaford.net.
This is ESPN Radio on KKOR AM 1230 and 106.3 K2464BV, Astoria, Warrenton, Seaside. You're listening to Astoria High School Sports on 106.3 ESPN Radio.
Back here in St. Helens in the first play out of the timeout. The third down is an incomplete pass, almost intercepted by the Fishermen. Tip pass goes into the secondary, and trying to scoop it off the turf was one of the Astoria Fishermen defensive backs, but to no avail. So it is a 4th and 3 for the Lions. They come in out of shotgun with 2 receivers off to the right, running back in the backfield, and a flanker and a tight end, and it's going to be a pass. Waite looks. Waite's got a little time. That one tipped away, almost intercepted once again by the Fishermen. Tipped away by Hill and out of the hands of number 25, and wearing 25 for the Fishermen tonight is Gunnar Benton. He almost had another one, but it was tipped out of his way. I think he was looking for the interception, but because of the tip, it got moved, and he
sure did.
Couldn't track it down.
And great job once again, Doria coming in untouched, coming for that quarterback.
He has been an absolute nightmare for the St. Helens Lions tonight. Arthur Duryea doing just an absolute phenomenal job, and playing the part of wrecking ball to the Lions' offensive passing and running. Fishermen take possession. They'll do that at the 43-yard line, facing a 1st and 10, and a handoff. No, it's going to be a fake toss, and back around the other side with Duryea out there to lead block and getting the edge and heading all the way down.
Got a flag and 2 flags.
And 2 flags come in. Great run by Quinn Gore around the left side on the pitch back and the jet sweep, as the Fishermen, I believe, are going to end up with a couple of holding penalties here.
I didn't see it, but
I think they were trying to get Arthur Duryea on one, and I'm not sure where the second one came in. And I liked Arthur's block. I did not think he held. He locked up the ball carrier, the linebacker trying to come in to make the tackle, and the linebacker kind of turned away. And I always hated that. You know, it's keep your head and your hands in front. Got to block the front of the player. But if the player turns when you get there as a blocker, you can't do a darn thing about it.
Nope.
And I hate that sometimes you get that penalty because the defender twists or turns the wrong way. And you're like, what was I supposed to do? I was lined up till he moved.
Sure.
And I'm not sure if that was Arthur's issue there, but nonetheless, it kills a huge gain by Gore and turns it into a 1st and 6. 9 minutes here in the fourth quarter. The Fishermen come out with 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left, and Shacker hands off. And Johnson is going to find some space up the middle. It'll be a 1st down shy of the 40-yard line.
He's going to get 11.
Great run by Johnson one more time for the Fishermen. Jack Johnson, the senior, having a great night here. He got to rest most of the third quarter as Yates had most of the duties. But here in the fourth, he is back in the lineup, tucking his tails in, jersey pulled out of his pants, and out of the shotgun formation, the Fishermen take the snap, pistol. Johnson once again with the handoff. This time the Lions plug up the middle a little bit, but he's still going to get 4. Wrestled down by big 77 for the Lions. It is Landon Schaefer in, big senior. But again, the Fishermen pull away with a few more yards. It looks like they're going to give him about 6 on the carry. A little forward progress. They didn't take all of the twist away. And so it looks like I'm going to call it a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 from the 36. Fisherman once again in the pistol, this time handing off to Johnson, who runs into his own man, and he's going to still get a couple of yards, but
it's going to be a couple shy from the 1st down.
Couldn't quite sneak through the gap. Fishermen abandoning the I formation here in the fourth quarter. Running game still working. Trying out some new stuff here with 7:25 to go. The Fishermen lead this one 35-0. In possession of the ball at the 32-yard line. 3rd and short. And Shacker waits for the snap. He's got it. The handoff to Yates, and Yates finds the gap and gets stood up at the 25. But the 7-yard gain is going to give the Fishermen a 1st down.
That running game, wow.
The Fishermen have run the ball well tonight, and of course with the rainy, wet conditions. Early in tonight's game, they pretty much abandoned the pass altogether. Normally they throw roughly 20 times a game. Tonight, I count maybe 2, 3. It's been light. Fishermen line up once again out of the pistol. 3 receivers out. Fishermen have Shacker handing off to Yates, who goes up the middle, dodges a tackle, and plunges forward for 9. Might even be a first down.
I think it is. It's going to be inside the 15. I think they're going to mark it closer to the 14. There the sticks.
And they give him the full 10 and the first down. Once again, Yates falling forward and pushing forward and fighting. And the Fishermen face a 1st and 10 from the 14. As once again, the St. Helens Lions just have no answer for the Fishermen running game here tonight. Out of shotgun. And a handoff this time. It is Johnson, I believe, plowing forward for another
8,
maybe 9.
Yeah.
Big pile up as he gets hauled down.
Inside the 10, I think they're going to mark it at the 6. About a yard away from the first down.
And I apologize. That was, I believe, Yates once again with the carry. Trying to see who they've got in at running back there and piled up inside. It was Johnson who retucks his tails here. White jersey pulled all the way out. And Johnson will get the ball one more time. Cuts in, follows his blockers. The pile moves forward. It'll be close. He gets pushed all the way back out to the 5-yard line, but forward progress is going to put him inside the 1-yard line.
Yep, he's going to have a first down and about 1 yard to go.
It'll be 1st and inches for the Fishermen. He got right there to the edge and was forced backwards all the way back to the 5-yard line, but not before plunging forward for a good gain for the Fishermen. And it looks like Johnson is going to stay in the game. Shacker runs the play in. 4:40 here in the 4th quarter. Shacker sends 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. And here comes the snap, and it is just the quarterback sneak in the plunge. And Shacker pushes forward, doesn't go down. Does a good job of finding the soft spot right on the left hip of his center, Arthur Duryea. And that is one other place we need to talk about. Old Arthur there, the Stonewall defensive end. He is doing a great job at center, and I got a soft spot in my heart for centers and defensive end combos because that's what I played in high school. And I am not going to lie to you, I like seeing it.
I don't blame you, Rob.
I like Arthur punching that one in, helping his quarterback get in, and that'll put the Fishermen up to 41 with 4 minutes here in the 4th. The Fishermen waiting on the extra point. Winterstein lines it up, snap, and the kick. It is good. Again, Winterstein, a perfect night of PATs for the Fishermen. And the Fishermen once again go up in this one, 42-0, 3:52 here in the 4th quarter. And the Fishermen running game once again running wild on the St. Helens Lions. They have no answer for this running game of the Astoria Fishermen, whether it be Yates or Jack Johnson in there running the ball. Shacker's ripped off a couple himself. Hill got a couple, and everybody's got positive yards.
And they sure do. And a whole lot of people got touchdowns tonight.
Indeed they do.
They've been spreading them around.
They are doing a great job here tonight, the Fishermen, battling the St. Helens Lions in St. Helens. The Fishermen lead this one 42-0, 3:52 to go. And it was Shacker on the quarterback sneak with the last touchdown. Fishermen have done it all on the ground tonight. Only a couple of passes attempted. They have marched up and down the field and thwarted the Lions' efforts to do just about anything tonight here and are really unsettling their senior night festivities.
Yeah, that rain picking back up, Rob. See what happens here with this kickoff.
Nice heavy rain falling through most of the evening. We had a few spots where it lightened up a little bit here and there, but here comes the kickoff. Winterstein sends that one up high, and the return man comes up to get it. This time handles it at the 22. And right there, the Fishermen are there to wrap him up and take him down at the 25-yard line.
3 Fishermen said, here, let's give you a hug.
Hudson Hill was right there, met him, wrapped him up. A couple other Fishermen were right there behind him to help drag down the ball carrier. That was Sawyer Rashawn also coming in on the tackle. And the Fishermen once again set the Lions up at the 25-yard line after good kick coverage. 42-0, 3:15 ticks away on the clock here in the 4th quarter. The St. Helens Lions huddle up, get a substitution in for the Fishermen. They line up with 4 down linemen once again, the interior defensive linemen and the defensive ends. Defensive ends in the up position. ready to handle any passing attack as they go under center and swing out to the right, trying to get a pitch. Hill tangles up the ball carrier. The ball carrier is going to get free, get 8 yards. Good gain by the Lions there as they get around the right side. Hill got a little bit out of position. He breaks the arm tackle, the running back does, and picks up about 8 yards. That running back, I believe, is Isaac Daniel, the junior running back and linebacker, wearing number 25 for the St. Helens Lions.
Not to discount St. Helens running, but I'm noticing those jerseys getting a little slick. You're watching people just kind of step on banana peels when they're grabbing players right now. It's
really hard. You got your jersey tucked in and tight. It's tough to grab onto by this time of the game for sure.
Yeah.
2:10 here in the fourth quarter, under center. Waite gets the snap, and this time the handoff to the fullback, who will push forward for 5 and a first down for the Lions. And that may be the first down of the game for the Lions tonight, Bob.
They got one in the last possession.
Did they get one?
Yeah.
By penalty?
Yeah.
Landon Schaefer, the senior lineman, lined up at fullback, big 77 with the carry. First down, 1st and 10 now from the 39-yard line. Well, if it was their second or third, I'll tell you what, it wasn't very many that
the Lions
have had.
held to minimal offense.
The defense for the Fishermen have done a great job of holding the Lions to a bunch of 3-and-outs. 4 down linemen. The Lions send 3 wide receivers out. Quarterback Waite in the shotgun. He's got the ball. He's looking across, changes his direction, and he's wrapped up and taken down. The Astoria Fishermen get in and get him down, and that is with the sack, number 58. That is Adrian Bali. Gets in, wraps him up, swings him down, and a big sack. 9-yard loss on the play. Oh, great job by the Fishermen breaking through and getting the stop. That'll bring up 2nd and about 20. 40 seconds tick away on the clock. The Lions in the huddle. They'll break and get one more play as Waite sends his receivers out. He's going to send 2 to the right, 2 to the left. He'll keep a back in with him in shotgun. Calls for the ball, looks quick, rolls out, avoids the pressure, throws this way, and tipped away. That is Archer Hawkins, I believe, with the tip away. I got to readjust. Sawyer Rashawn, 28 with the tip away.
Halloween, guys.
I tell you what, they changed their jersey numbers on me and really messed things up. And the last few seconds here will tip away. The Lions will not push the issue, and the Fishermen will not call any timeouts, and that'll do it. The Fishermen win this one 42-0 on the road. We'll take a quick timeout, come back and wrap this one up. Once again, the Astoria Fishermen defeat the St. Helens Lions 42-0 on the road, and the Fishermen will finish at 4-5 overall on the season, and they will move up to, hold 4th place, I should say, just behind Seaside. We'll wrap it up and tell you a little bit more about what's going on coming up in just a moment. Thanks for tuning in right here on ESPN 106.3. Once again, the Astoria Fishermen 42, St. Helens Lions 0.
Marathon season is just around the corner, so quit running errands and start running for fun with North Coast Runners in Astoria. Stop in for nutrition on the go, info on local running groups, recommendations on where to run on the North Coast, and of course, all the gear you need, including being your Lululemon destination on the coast. Whether you're in Seaside, Napa, Astoria, Warrenton, or anywhere in between, North Coast Runners supports student athletes with available discounts. Check out northcoastrunners.com for more. Lace up and don't stop.
Are you currently in the market for a new car, truck, or SUV? Then look no further than Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford. With hundreds of makes and models to choose from, you're bound to find something you want, including the Ford F-150, best-selling truck in America 47 years running. Stop by Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford today and take a test drive and find that new vehicle you have always wanted. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, you always get the best deal at Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford, 1809 Ensign Lane across from Costco Gas, or visit them online at AstoriaFord.net.
Hi folks, these sports teams that we follow pride themselves on a long tradition of excellence. The same goes for the place you choose for your home loan. Northwest Lending Group is one of the longest continually operating mortgage lenders in Clatsop County. We've been here over 20 years. I invite you to give us a try. Let us show you how we've earned over 98% customer satisfaction rating. Find us at 1227 Commercial Street in Astoria by phone at 503-325-4116 or apply online at nwlendinggroup.com.
Northwest Lending Group is an equal housing lender. NMLS 1469420. ML2891.
Joe's Mobile. Fuel, diesel, groceries, snacks, beer, propane, hunting and fishing licenses, firewood, and so much more. 1701 Marine Drive in Astoria. Coming in, going out, or passing through Astoria. Joe's Mobile is your one stop where the people are friendly and the store is stocked with everything you need. All debit, EBT, and credit accepted. Joe's Mobile. Mobile Synergy fuel and diesel. Pump your own 24 hours a day at Joe's Mobile. Wait for it.
At Joe's Mobile.
Be ready for your future with Clatsop Community College. Take college-level classes at CCC while still in high school and transfer them to a university when you're ready. Or take technical education classes to develop your skills to be prepared for in-demand jobs in the region. Clatsop Community College can help you be ready for your future. Contact the admissions office or check out clatsopcc.edu for more information on all the programs and transfer options available. Start here, go anywhere with Clatsop Community College.
Hi, I'm Renee, contractor and owner of Lucky Duck LLC. Since 2011, we've provided Clatsop and Pacific counties with professional HVAC duct cleaning and dryer vent system cleaning, residential and commercial customers. Call me, 503-717-2231.
Lucky Duct with a T, LLC. Your HVAC contractors. Clatsop and Pacific counties. Residential and commercial. Trained and professional technicians. Visit us online. Lucky Duct with a T, LLC.
This is ESPN Radio.
Back here at St Helens Field where the Fishermen come away with a 42-0 victory. And for the Fishermen, they took care of business. They got their opportunity to maybe sneak into the playoffs with that win. It all just depends on what happens elsewhere in the schedules. And still waiting on the Crescent Valley Cottage Grove finish and the Baker the Dalles finish. Those are the two games that the Fishermen will be anxiously awaiting. And as of now, I don't think there's any definitive answer as what may take place depending on what those two contests result. It's just going to be a matter how the rankings shake out and what weighs what after tonight's contest, and that includes some other games as well. So I guess all I can say is pay attention. OSA.org. The Fishermen may have a slight chance to sneak into the playoffs and go on the road, and if they do, we'll try to be with you next week here on ESPN 106.3 for the contest. But one thing's for sure, the Astoria Fishermen volleyball team will be playing tomorrow at 2 in the afternoon at the Fish Bowl in Astoria. Get out, support the girls. It is Neon Out Night, so dig out all your neon, have a little fun, and keep dressing up one more day.
That's right.
All right. From St. Helens, I'm Rob Kovach with Bob Wilkie. Thanks again for joining me here on the contest, and it'll do it for us. We'll be out, and hopefully maybe back with you next week for more Astoria High Fighting Fishermen football. Make sure you follow along at ESPN 106.3. Thanks for tuning in and catching tonight's game here on ESPN 106.3.
Seaside Outlets. Over 100,000 square feet of savings and shopping. Great food for every member of your family. Featuring great names in retail like Nike, Eddie Bauer, Pendleton, Bath & Body Works, Rack Room Shoes, Rue 21, and Carter's. And it's all just a few blocks from the beach. Plus, there's no sales tax.
Seaside Outlets, 1111 North Roosevelt Highway 101 and 12th Avenue. Visit seasideoutlets.com.
Joe's Mobile in Astoria, the home of Mobile Synergy Fuel and Diesel. Also, last-minute groceries, snacks, cold beverages, hunting and fishing licenses, propane, firewood, and so much more. Pump your own fuel during overnight hours or get friendly full service during regular daytime hours. EBT and all credit and debit cards are accepted. Fuel and diesel, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Get your mojo on at Joe's Mobile.
1701 Marine Drive in Astoria.
Marathon season is just around the corner, so quit running errands and start running for fun with North Coast Runners in Astoria. Stop in for nutrition on the go, info on local running groups, recommendations on where to run on the North Coast, and of course, all the gear you need, including being your Lululemon destination on the coast. Whether you're in Seaside, Napa, Astoria, Warrenton, or anywhere in between, North Coast Runners supports student athletes with available discounts. Check out northcoastrunners.com for more. Lace up and don't stop.
Are you currently in the market for a new car, truck, or SUV? Then look no further than Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford. With hundreds of makes and models to choose from, you're bound to find something you want, including the Ford F-150, best-selling truck in America 47 years running. Stop by Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford today and take a test drive and find that new vehicle you have always wanted. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, you always get the best deal at Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford, 1809 Ensign Lane across from Costco Gas, or visit them online at AstoriaFord.net.
Hi, folks. These sports teams that we follow pride themselves on a long tradition of excellence. The same goes for the place you choose for your home loan. Northwest Lending Group is one of the longest continually operating mortgage lenders in Clatsop County. We've been here over 20 years. I invite you to give us a try. Let us show you how we've earned over 98% customer satisfaction rate. Find us at 1227 Commercial Street in Astoria, by phone at 503-325-4116, or apply online at nwlendinggroup.com.
Northwest Lending Group is an equal housing lender. NMLS 1469420, ML2891.
Hungry? Thirsty? Craving something delicious? Get to the Peter Pan Market and Deli in Astoria. They've got your cravings covered, from fresh sandwiches and salads to gourmet coffee and snacks. The deli is stocked with hand-picked ingredients, ensuring the highest quality in every bite. Need groceries? You're covered there too, with a wide selection of necessities and locally sourced products. The Peter Pan Market and Deli at 712 Niagara Avenue in Astoria. Visit online at peterpantogo.com for online ordering options. Taste the difference at Peter Pan Market and Deli.
This broadcast on 106.3 ESPN Radio was brought to you locally by Peter Pan Market and Deli, Astoria Ford, Joe's Mobile, the Seaside Outlets, Northwest Lending Group, Clatsop Community College, Lucky Duct HVAC and Dryer Duct Cleaning, and North Coast Runners Supply. You're tuned in to ESPN Radio.